Hello, everyone, and welcome to Vile Shadows and a Honeyed Smile. Thank you for joining us again or maybe for the first time if you missed the first episode, for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Justin. I am going to be dungeon mastering tonight, and we are thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/D&D and twitch.tv/RollTogetherRPG. For those who are new to Dungeons and Dragons, everyone here plays fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character, with sheets to tell them who they are, what they can do, their deepest secrets, and what dice to roll. Dice are how the game mediates decisions and kind of actions. They're going to be mostly rolling, for those that don't know. These, a 20-sided die. The higher the number, the better. A 20 on the die, called a natural 20, is an automatic success, and a number 1 is hilariously bad. It's an automatic failure. While they play their characters, everyone else in this fantasy universe is played by me. People, monsters, weather patterns, physics, the floor, you name it, it's me. Between me describing the world and the story, the players describing what they want to do, and some dice rolls to keep things unpredictable for all of us and add some grit, we tell our story. Most recently in the story, I need to do a little bit of a recap. Give me a moment while I pull up my notes. Last week, we had our party of adventurers all met in a tavern in the smallish village of Drumber on the High Moor, having been invited there by a mysterious letter. This place Drumber was quite odd. It didn't match with most of the architecture in the other places, the other villages they've been through on the journey, 1 week north from Dragonspear Castle. And it seemed sort of almost bizarrely well kept and neat and prosperous, and all these fantastic, very imposing stone houses. That was a strong contrast to the low thatched and roofed with turfs cottages they're generally seen in the High Moor. After getting to know one another and various shenanigans involving attempted pickpocketing, they met their apparent what's the term? Not a sponsor. Anyone want to come in with a word for it?
Employer.
Their employer, a gnome by the name of Master Taman Brittlegin Halveril, who approached them with an offer that they needed to go and deal with a dragon, and if they did so, if they successfully dealt with a dragon, he would cut them in as members and shareholders of the... where's my introduction?
HMRC.
Yes, the HMRC, which is the High Moor Retrieval the High Moor Spelunking and Magic Item Retrieval Company, which was registered the High Moor Retrieval Company, the HMRC. The idea being that he's setting up this sort of center for adventurers, and they're all going to go out and head out to dungeons and bring things back and sell it on.
And so dragons.
And maybe even some dragons too. So it's sort of a kind of almost like a salvaging business. And obviously the situation, it's obviously a young or a small dragon. There's nothing much to really worry about. It'll be very easy for a party as experienced as this. It's just a few days out into the swamp and it'll all be fine. And there's nothing at all to worry about. It's all good. After a few days of travelling through the swamp and various other shenanigans, up to and including ferocity. Was it ferocity stealing? Who stole the strings? Was it Cecil or
more
Cecil.
slander?
Cecil.
It was Cecil.
Actually stole ferocity strings.
Slander.
Ferocity stole a coin.
Ferocity has done nothing.
Has done nothing at all. Cecil also stole Ferocity's violin strings because Ferocity was just a radically better violin player, or a viol player perhaps.
I contest that allegation.
Contest away, you'll be wrong. And at the end of the session, after setting up camp and seeing a mysterious figure wrapped in chains on a distant mound, we had Cecil and Trey sneaking off into the darkness and the pouring rain to go and try and work out what was going on, at which point a flash of lightning lit up the sky, and in panic, Ferocity lit a lantern and revealed lots and lots of arms and things coming out of the swamp, which is where we that's where we left off last time. So we're going to be going straight into a nice bit of juicy combat. Right, so now that we've had a little bit of a recap there, let's reintroduce ourselves. So I am Justin, as I said, I'm dungeon mastering, and I use he/him pronouns. Let's go clockwise on my screen. I went anti-clockwise last time. So, Rebecca, please introduce you, your character, and you and their pronouns.
I am Rebecca. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Cecil, who uses he, him pronouns, who in his own head is a incredibly talented diplomat, raconteur, violinist, maybe also a bit of an assassin, who knows.
Wonderful. And David.
Hello, I am David Shears. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm playing Aldrin, who is not at all a charlatan cleric, and he also goes by he, him, so thank you for that.
And Tin.
I'm
Anna. Sorry, I'm getting confused now between
the lines are so blurred.
The lines are getting blurred.
My name's Anna. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Tin, who also uses she, her pronouns. Maybe I am Tin also in real life. Who knows? And she will cut you.
Toby.
My name is Toby Osmond. I go by he, him pronouns. And I am playing Ferocity Silk Dragon, who goes by she, her, queen, your majesty, whatever. As long as it's majestic, or ferocious. And
Silk Dragon.
Dragon.
And last but certainly not least, Evie.
Hey, I'm Evie. I go by she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Trey, who uses they, them pronouns, who is a sneaky Warforged shadow monk who just loves a good smell, just loves it.
As indeed do we all. Cool. Lovely stuff. Just going to get that over there so I can see what we're doing. Very good. That's all, everyone reintroduced. So before we kick off, this stream is going to be running for 3 hours. We're going to have a roughly 5 to 10 break in the middle for people to go and sort of, get snacks or have a drink or stretch their legs or whatever. We are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop miniatures with dozens of fantasy races and thousands of parts to choose from. Their easy-to-use design tool lets you build their perfect miniature online using a fully 3D in-depth character creator right in your web browser. It's unbelievable. Check it out. It's great. The posing mechanics, it eats days. It eats days, that thing. And they're also constantly expanding their catalog of customization options. You can find them at heroforge.com. And indeed, we can see some examples of them at the front of the screen. These are all of our characters. I don't know how clearly you can see them. Sadly, the camera's not quite focusing. But these will be your adventurers. You can see the screen reflected in that. That's fun. Cool. We are also delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. Get your tabletop organized with character folios and dice bags. Ultra Pro is the leading manufacturer and supplier of sports and gaming collectibles accessories, as well as other gaming accessories, including this rather fantastic Snowy Owlbear dice bag. Join us in the Twitch chat today to win one of these lovely little things, lovely little mohawk. Absolutely delightful. Very, very good to hug. Yes, and you can win one of these. Just say something and you get entered into the random draw. Unfortunately, you must have a UK address to enter. Otherwise, head to ultrapro.com for more. Now, we are also supported. We have a list of sponsors as long as my arm. We are also supported by Level Up Dice, who are proud to present Table Shakers. Now, to finish off the Ultra Pro thing, the way you get them out, hilariously enough, is by disemboweling your dice bag. And from the belly of the beast come these. These are the table shakers, and you can probably see why. They're made of metal. They're like cannonballs. They're extraordinary. You make your table quake with the impact of your rolls, like in Roll Together's Epic Tales, where every roll can spell disaster or victory. Just to give you an idea, now we do heartily recommend that you use a dice tray or something soft to roll them on, because It's a lot. It's a lot. They're magnificent. They're unbelievable. Like, and if the DM's really being irritating, they make great throwing weapons. So as the last lot, we are also supported by D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Level Up Dice, and Zavi.com. More info, competitions, links to purchase some of the items we use in our streams, and more can be found on our social media, Roll Together RPG, everywhere else. And if you're looking for an Idle Champions code, it should probably be floating somewhere down in the bottom left, or you can type !code into the chat. So last of all, after all the sponsor stuff, we play with a diverse group of players, and our players play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we encourage and champion trans players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but we acknowledge that it does happen. We have a company and policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we are very open to being corrected, so please do let us know if you think one has been missed. We'll do our best in the future to not miss it next time. Lastly, our Patreon has just launched. There's a link in the chat at the moment. Come and support us if you can. You can start from just a mere $1. Very good. That's the intro done, and now we need to get on with the game. To set the scene, the rain is pouring down, hammering down on you. It is bitterly cold. Thankfully, the wind has dropped somewhat, and after a brief period of being warmed by the fire, cunningly set up to produce very little light or smoke, and partially covered by a sort of improvised tarpaulin to keep the rain off and reflect heat back into you, Aldrin, I believe, caught sight of a strange figure on a mound to the north. Going to investigate it, Trey and Cecil disappeared into the darkness. Getting close, they saw a mysterious figure seemingly clad in many chains, who, with a flash of lightning, raised their arm, and the others, having been awoken and assembled into a kind of ersatz emergency formation by Aldrin, saw a large number of things coming out of the swamp. And that's where we're going to kick things off. Can I please have everybody's initiative rolls? For those that don't know, initiative rolls are a thing that you roll a 20-sided dice, and it determines who goes in what order. The higher the roll, the better. So let me roll up for our monsters. I'm going to do it. Gonna do it live. So interesting. Very interesting. And that's hilarious. Okie dokie. Right then. So, roll it. Did anybody get a 20 or higher?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. A dirty 20, for those not in the lingo, is where you get an after adding the modifiers. So your character has modifiers that you add to the dice roll. After adding that to the roll, it is the 20. So anybody have any advance on 20?
That's a dirty 20 as well, with my advantage.
With your advantage, indeed. Just to check, which of you has the higher initiative, the higher dexterity modifier?
I just realised mine is also +5. I just realised I also have advantage because of my dagger of warning. So let me just check.
Yes.
That was a natural 20.
A natural 20.
So that is 25.
An effective 25. That's meant to be an air horn for those.
That was lovely.
Little worm talking.
More like pepper spray, to be honest.
What's that? Kill them later. Okay, so What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? So first of all, let's go left to right. That seems normal. Okay, Cecil, you are going first. You are here. Okay. 20 or higher? You got Aldrin. So then we're going to have Aldrin. What's your dex modifier, Aldrin?
+5, Justin.
Oh boy! How do you have that? Cleric!
All
That's
the
not
rogues.
fair!
I say all the rogues.
Very inhuman feat of glory.
Nice.
Loathsome. Very good. 15 or higher?
Ooh,
How would you get, Trey?
got 16.
16. Do-do-do-do. Very good. Trey is going to go here. 10 or higher?
Yes, and I've got a story behind this initiative roll because
Very good.
I literally, was going to be a 16 on the dice, which would have turned into a 21, but it it rolled, and then it got onto the 16, and then just bounced off the edge of the. No, actually it's an 11. No, it's a very nice. I was pleased that it did that little thing of bouncing off the side.
D&D Beyond is also responsible for my dirty 20, so that balances it out.
Yeah.
Love D&D Beyond. It's simple like me.
So it was an 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's... And then, what'd you get? Tin?
4.
Womp womp. Sad trumpet. What was that on the die?
A 2.
The dice giveth, and the dice taketh away.
In fairness, Tin is a bit slower than everybody else. It probably takes her a little while to figure out what exactly is going on. It makes sense for the character. It's just a bit annoying.
It's just very sad. Well, on the plus side, you are, amusingly enough, not last in the initiative order, because some of these monsters have poor dexterity scores. Anyway, so first of all, what you see surrounding you, erupting out of the thick morass surrounding the small kind of built-up peaty mound upon which your makeshift camp is located, you see the arms and hands, and then the heads with rotting skin and eyes that have turned white and bodies bloated with being waterlogged as seemingly many corpses arise from the swamp, clawing directly towards you. All of them are sort of, they look kind of swollen and monstrous from all the waterlogging. And as they come out, the most ungodly stench, even worse than the pre-existing stench of the swamp, a hideous smell engulfs you. Behind them, behind these waterlogged zombies, you can also see rather older bodies, so old in fact that they do not have any skin or flesh on them, and they are merely blackened bone clutching ancient bronze weapons. And amidst those, you see a few, in the flickering light of the lantern, just a handful of slightly more concerning looking foes. But they're out of the reach of the lantern, so we'll talk about them when you can see them. You are currently surrounded on all sides by a large number of skeletons and zombies. So Trey and Cecil, you hear this happen. You hear that and the sort of rupturing noises.
What was that, Justin?
It's my very
just checking.
expert zombie noise. As these kind of this wash of filthy brackish water flows over you. All of them, incidentally, are sort of stained this awful kind of reddish brown from the peaty water, and it's really grim. They're kind of leathery surfaced as well. So Trey and Cecil, because you rolled unbelievably good stealth rolls, it seems to be that nothing has arisen around you. You look back and just see silhouetted by the lantern this mob of monstrosities. But near you, you can hear the clanking of chains, although if you recall, once the flash of lightning had happened, this chained figure disappeared. But you can hear them. Cecil, what would you like to do?
Who is close? Which enemy is closest to me, and how far away are they?
Just a moment, let me work it out. So they've all been raised about 30 foot from the camp. The first line are 30 foot away from the camp, and the second line are 40 foot away from the camp. And there is one of these curious larger figures closer to you. So there's a large. So what you can see, you have dark vision, do you not?
I do.
Can you make now this is not going to take your action. Can you make a perception check with disadvantage?
Oh no, it's already so bad. Okay. Oh no, I'm proficient. It could be worse. Well, one was an 18, but one was an 11, so that could be much worse. That's 15.
15, great. What you can see near you now, you can in the pouring rain and in the pitch blackness, you can make out that there is a. So of these many skeletons and zombies, you can make out two figures that look a little bit like skeletons, but seem to be standing straighter and seem to be clad in strange ancient Baroque armor. They're just a little bit bigger, and their eyes glow faintly with a kind of curious greenish turquoisey balefire. There seem to be two of them. You can also make out amid the zombies slightly larger ones that look less like they're sort of these bloated cadavers and more like they have been partially mummified by their time in the bog. Now, one of the slightly hencher looking skeletons is about 30 foot away from you.
Perfect. Are these the Baroque, armory, glowy eyes ones? Yes. Cecil will straighten his spine and say to himself, "This looks like a worthy task for Viscount Cecil Horatio de Quincy."
And that would take your whole go, because that's about 6 seconds.
Okay. He thinks it, and he thinks slowly, but not that slowly. I would like to move to bad skelly person, and attack them, please.
So yeah. Oh yes. I should also say that between you and the mound you are currently on a causeway of navigable ground that's about 40 foot wide. So you've got kind of the mound, you've got the camp, the mound, and a causeway that you were traveling along. Either side of that, out here, if you come off the causeway, that is difficult terrain. Cool. Because it's squishy bog. Squishy bog. Name of, I don't know, one of my alternate personas. Very good. So, I don't know what that was, but we'll roll with it.
I'm going to start making a list of all the voices.
Yeah, a list of all the, hello, I'm Squishy Bog.
Formerly known as the Lakeside Inn.
Yeah. Indeed, the Lakeside Inn was the inn in the last episode that it was seemingly called by the locals the Bogside Inn, and they didn't like it being referred to as the Lakeside Inn. Okay, Cecil, you traveling along on this kind of spongy, peaty soil with your legs being whipped by damp and muddy sedge, and it's also freezing underfoot. I must remind that it is very cold today. It's about 5 degrees centigrade, and there's a lot of wind chill too. You reach this skeleton who has its arm extended and an ancient. Yet curiously well-preserved longsword gripped in its fist, indicating towards the camp. What would you like to do, assassin?
They haven't taken a turn in the combat yet, so I think I get an advantage when I try and stab them.
Indeed you do. Now, unfortunately, they're not surprised, because they are aware of combat going on, so you aren't going to get your auto crit, sadly, but you are going to get your advantage.
That's okay. One of them is a natural 1, so thank goodness, and the other one is 16 plus 8, so that is 24.
A 24. Hey, Rebecca.
Yes.
24 hits.
Awesome! I'm so glad we worked that out. So, sorry, new character. I will go slowly for this. I roll a 1d8, and then how many d6s do I get to do for sneak attack?
7. Let me pull up. Hey, let me pull up your character sheet.
Hey, thanks.
Hey, that's all
Can't
good.
quite see where sneak attack goes.
I believe it'll be
4d6.
Oh, that was very piercing.
Sorry, I thought it was like 1 or maybe 2, and it's 4d6.
Just like Cecil's weapon, very piercing.
Very piercing.
Hey.
I do oral
So-
piercing damage.
That's a 5 on the d8 plus 5 is 10. I'm just ignoring that.
That wasn't meant to be salacious, but
And then
Never say that again.
people say that a lot to me.
I can lose count. 10, then that was a 6 and a 5 is 21, and then that's, less good, a 3 and a 1 is 25 points of damage.
25 points of damage. How do you think you would deal 25 points of damage to this being?
I think to any observers, it would look weirdly as though Cecil is two different people. I think he, not in a fey way, just in a training way. I think he stealths along in an incredibly competent way, and then as soon as he reaches this skeleton, draws his sword and flourishes, and it looks, and then stabs really efficiently.
Nice. Spicy. So a very efficient stab that kind of pierces straight through the armor, and there is a grating crunch as your blade shatters some of the ribs.
I thought you just shattered my blade. That's about what have you done?
No, not yet. Shatters some of the ribs. However, the bale, as this sort of turns down and looks at the blade emerging from its chest, and you withdraw it, it turns round and the balefires seem to burn brighter in its eyes as you realize maybe that attack didn't do as much damage as you thought it might. Is your rapier magical or silvered?
My rapier is just normal. I think I need to swap to my dagger of warning.
Yes, you realize that it did not do as much damage
I
as you
did
might
wonder,
have thought.
but I figured Cecil did not have that information, so metagaming is bad.
Yeah, I've got my metagaming horn right here. Right, so 25 points of damage. Unfortunately, we are going to be dividing by 2.
Yeah.
It is going to be hard, for they have, well, some sort of resistance. Stabby.
Do I need to take? I in my head I have my rapier in one hand and my dagger in the other. Do I need to take an action to sheath and draw, or is it okay?
Interesting. So I believe rules as written, you can draw a weapon and you can sheath a weapon for free, but sheathing and then drawing is an action.
Then I will just attack with my offhand and it will be totally fine. Bonus action wise, am I allowed to take the hide action when it is literally looking at me?
No.
Great, then I will.
Stab.
Then as a bonus action, I think I will stab it with my dagger of warning.
Stab it with the dagger of warning.
Yeah. And no one is... Oh, no, I can't. It's... blah, 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 blah. 19.
That's a hit.
Thanks. And then this is going to be so much less dramatic because it's a D4. That is 2 plus 5. 7 points of damage, please.
7 points of damage. Very good. And as you kind of go for the second strike with this one, you see a faint flickering around the edge of the blade as it slashes into, as it stabs into the body of this creature, and it would seem to be that it is disrupting the magic, animating it. That is, it does not have resistance to magical damage.
Am I allowed a free action to yell magical weapons, people, or not?
Well, we'll see in a moment. Just to check, how much damage did you roll? I got 2 into doing the fluff bit.
7.
And then 7 damage. Okay.
I mean 73.
Yeah. Yeah, sure, definitely. Great. Can you make a... I think that's going to be a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, no, really? Are you sure?
Yeah, I am sure, because it's a judgment call, and Cecil
That is a -2.
Cecil is not a being possessed of good judgment.
Okay, that could be worse. That was 13 on the die, so 11.
Yeah, I think it doesn't take. I mean, Cecil is doesn't have particularly good judgment, but this is a fairly obvious thing to call out. So
Cecil
what
gets
would you
the
call?
obvious things.
What would you call?
Magical weapons. Yeah. Ah.
Can everybody please roll a perception check with disadvantage, because the poor brain is very loud.
Ooh. 8.
Trey, you did not hear that.
5.
You just vaguely hear it.
Sorry, Justin, you cut out of the
Did I?
pinnacle moment. Only from
I
my
just
Wi-Fi.
said. I just hear. You just hear a.
No, not that bit.
Oh, right.
You said, can everyone roll?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Advantage.
Can everybody please roll a perception check with disadvantage on account of the pouring rain, because it's very loud, and you are surrounded by it. That's not in the DM's guide, but I'm gonna fluff that because I like it. There's howling wind too. Cool. So, Trey, you hear vague yelling because you're a bit closer to where Cecil is. Tin, you hear nothing. You just don't. You don't even hear. You're like, oh, maybe
what are these things?
That's some loud wind. Ferocity and Aldrin, what did you get?
That's what Cecil's siblings call him.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You hear every single phoneme that was delivered. It's exquisite. You hear every single little noise. Ferocity, you are aware that you need to use magical weapons to harm some of these things.
That would be a 27, Justin.
With disadvantage.
I have advantage naturally, so that's a flat roll.
Is Aldrin just the galaxy brain meme?
No, there's a lot of stuff that I'm really bad at. It just hasn't come up yet.
All right. It just hasn't come up yet. He's really, really bad at sharing his feelings.
Is it going to be healing? Healing is the thing that the cleric is bad at.
Hang on, was I supposed to prep healing spells?
It wasn't meant to be a TPK, but who knows? TPK stands for Total Party Kill. I will leave all of you viewers to figure out what that means. Good stuff. Cecil, you do a good stabby stab. And Aldrin, it is your turn. You are surrounded by these beasts. Well, they're not beasts, they are undead.
First thing is just magic weapons, y'all. Shaking the cloth off the shield, which continual flame burns out into the darkness. So here we go again.
I like if this was a film, then all the rain would give like really strong bloom and chromatic aberration on the camera. It'd be like a real like moment.
Just grabbing my holy water. From the shadows of the light, we cast our enemies into darkness, and there's a little corona of light emanating from Aldrin's hand. That just forms a little dome that coalesces over the three of us, and I've just cast Bless.
Ooh, spicy.
And as a bonus action, I will also cast Spiritual Weapon with just a slight prayer to the god that I'm not sure quite in what way I've pissed off, but just please just grant me this. And you see two sort of ethereal long swords in a sort of T shape that then come together and form a little shimmering thing and then go translucent, so you can kind of see the raindrops reflecting off them. Oh,
gorgeous! This is some spicy shit. Where are you summoning your spiritual weapon? Objectively, for my money, one of the best spells available to any class. It's such a good bit.
So that is going to be summoned. Well, how close is the closest thing that's coming out? Are they
the nearest of these zombies is 30 foot away.
Fantabulous. In which case, for now, because I can't do anything with it on my turn, it's just going to be summoned in front of me. And sadly, spiritual weapons don't get attacks of opportunity, although wouldn't it be a lovely world if they did?
Yes, that would be very nice.
So that's going to form. I kind of imagining in the sort of the three of us being almost in this sort of back-to-back circly thing, looking, and just the weapons there, also sort of circling, that kind of thing.
The Avengers theme plays.
On a melodica. Goodness, good stuff. Great, fantastic, lovely. Other positive words.
Can I just ask before we move off Aldrin's turn, do I need to roll again to see if I heard magical weapons?
I think we will allow you to hear that. I'm feeling merciful.
Okay, yes.
You can hear that.
Perfect.
If you'd like.
I would love.
And yeah, so as that happens, the skeletons moving in alarming unison as if they were being operated by a puppet master draw back their arms and hurl their spears at you, having advanced 10 feet. So they are now 20. They advanced 20 foot because they were 40 foot away from you. And they're also in kind of boggy ground. So we're going to have 8 spears being cast at the group. Oh no! So 2 of them are going to cast Cecil, and lightly obscured. Just let me check the exact ruling on lightly obscured.
Good luck, Cecil.
It's going to be great. What could possibly go wrong?
Die instantly. Okay, cool. So they're not going to have disadvantage on.
Are you sure? Are you really sure? Are you quite sure?
Yes, I am sure. So you're not going to have disadvantage on ranged attack rolls, but wisdom scores are difficult. So they are going to both throw at you. They are within 20 feet. And they do have dark vision. Cecil, what is your armor class?
16.
Well, I'm afraid they rolled an 18 and a 19 on the die.
That's nice.
So you get hit by a pair of spears.
That's nice too.
They're thrown, so that's going to be D6s. Please take 11 points of damage as these spears kind of hammer into you, or near misses, or I think 11 damage. We can fluff that as they it's either bruising impacts that don't pierce the armor or glancing blows, and they sort of go glomp into the bog water. And 2 of them are going to, so having thrown their spears, so these are the ones that are closest to you, Cecil, these 2 are going to sort of move up and support their big lad friend.
I don't suppose they've got rid of their weapons and are now unarmed or anything like that.
As they're throwing, you see that they are reaching towards swords at their waists. Great, and the others are also likewise advancing and hurling spears. We have, there were 3, 2 have gone there, so we have 6 remaining, which rather beautifully means it's 2 each around the campfire. Ferocity, you first. What's your armor class? Might have wanted.
Decent.
We have 1 miss and 1 hit. Please take 3 points of piercing damage. That's not a bad hit. That's just stings, you know. It's just like it sort of like whips past, just catches your cheek. There's a brief spray of blood into the pouring rain before it gets washed off and runs down.
I'm imagining Magatu when he's offered a frothy latte.
I'm almost tempted to offer you inspiration for the reference, but I'm not going to. Delightful. It's blue steel. Great. Yes, Frosty, you have taken a beastly stabbing. Aldrin, against you. Your armor class is quite high, isn't it?
20.
20, Svantik.
Dirty 20.
Hell. Everything about this character is dirty. Right.
There's things I can't do, Justin. I'm not telling you what they are, but there's things I can't do.
Them.
Well, one of them hits on a 23. Please take 6 points of piercing damage.
Okie dokie.
Perhaps what happens is that kind of goes into your shield, pierces through it a little way, and drives a little way into your shoulder. So it's
Ow. I'm bleeding my own blood. I've got to roll a con save, I think?
You do need to roll a con save to maintain concentration.
Yes. That's a natural 20.
Yay! Well done!
What a waste of a natural 20, but sure. Thank you, D&D Beyond. I love you.
Just checking rules on. No, I done goofed there. You should only have taken 1 point of damage. You took 6 points. You'd have taken 4 points of damage because thrown weapons operate on the relevant melee attack roll, and spears are not finesse weapons. So, Rebecca, you were hit twice, so please reduce the damage you took by 4. And Ferocity, please reduce the damage you took by 2. That was my bad. I done goofed.
Huh?
Womp womp. Cool. Nonetheless, everything still hits because that was a 19, so that would have been a 21. Okay, cool. Good. Right, okay, so we've done those two, so we'll have the last two are going to attack 10. Oh, that's cocked. Tin, what is your AC?
15.
15. Unfortunately, that is exactly a 15. I rolled a 13. I thought you'd be okay. I'm very sorry. You get hit by a spear, and Udir takes 6 points of damage, 6 on the die. I'm very sorry. Yes, Tin, probably because Tin is just one of the largest targets. It is, but on account of her enormous amount of muscle and the fact that she is also just a big barbarian, you are probably slightly easier to hit. So you sort of, again, like sort of a glancing blow from one of these spears as it hammers into you.
I also don't wear armor, so it's...
Yeah, it just stopped by the rippling abs. Just squeeze them and the thing just pops out of in sheer muscle rage. Good, and those ones are going to advance further. As I said, they're in difficult terrain, so they're reaching the edge of the mound. So they've used up all their movement, and they are all now about 10 foot away from the group in the middle. So we have 6 skellies 10 foot away. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. After that, it is Trey.
Okay, having watched Cecil run off into the darkness and then hearing vague cries of "ouch," "oh no, I'm hit," Trey's fingers they glow a little bit and they touch their temples and just say, "Oh no, emergency dark vision initiated." Casting dark vision on myself, and then I start to make my way over to where Cecil has run with the big boys.
Very good. And what is that an action or a bonus action?
That is an action.
That is an action. So, Trey, coming along the causeway towards where you hear the sound of combat, you see Cecil withdrawing his rapier and hammering forward with a dagger into this sort of like chonka skeleton. And there are 2 other skeletons drawing blades on either side, flanking him. Where would you like to interpose yourself? Would you like to keep your distance? You are currently in stealth.
Help me!
Yes, I am coming, Cecil. I am here for you. I am going to kind of take one of the flankings to right by, kind of try and intercept a little bit.
Okay, so you kind of plonk yourself there. So what you can do is you can flank one of the flankers.
Yes.
If that works for you.
Who will flank the flankers?
Who will flank the flankers? Qui flancodiates. Just dumb joke. Right, okay.
Oi, it was my joke. Insult your own.
No, I just no. That's what I do. I steal other people's jokes and I make them worse. I'm like a Facebook meme page. Cool. Right, it is now the turn of the Chonka skeletons, or as it turns out, they may well be the Whites, the Wichts. And as this White turns around to face you, Cecil, it reaches out its hand towards you and attempts to grab you. Oh dear, that is a 23 on the dice. Can you please make a Constitution saving throw?
Okay, I have some con. How badly could this go? 19.
19. So you take 6 points of necrotic damage as you feel an awful, painful, icy coldness emanating out from where this being grabs you on your shoulder. But gritting your teeth and summoning your focus and strength with a 19, you manage to resist any other effects that this may have. And you sort of power through against this feeling of having your life drained. However, having grabbed you, the White then sort of winds up for a mighty blow with its longsword, and it swings down towards you. That should have actually been with advantage because you are flanked. And unfortunately, that was a 23 on the die again.
That one misses.
I was like, what have you done? Do you have Uncanny Dodge yet?
Yes, I do. 5th level, so yes.
Yes, bear that in mind.
Can I use Uncanny Dodge, please?
You may. I was rolling using the Chonka, so evidently the table shaker rolls well for bad guys.
I only get one one reaction per round, so the fact I forgot it for the little attacks is fine, because I would have wanted to save it for this one anyway.
Precisely, yeah.
Good! I was doing that on purpose.
I'm going to roll with the big one.
Oh, please don't.
Oh no, it should be a D8. It's not using it two-handed, just to get your shit together. Well, that's disappointing. Please take 3 points of slashing damage.
Is that halved?
Yes, it is. So
okay,
you take
just checking.
1, rounded down. You take 1 point of slashing damage. Essentially what happens is it gripping onto you, swings the blade at you, and you sort of out the way, and it just catches you there, and you get the kind of the cool badass yeah, cool, like German dueling scar kind
Can
of.
it go through my eyebrow to give me that hyper pretentious eyebrow?
Yeah, it's it's a proper like anime villain scar. It's not a deep cut though. It's probably not going to scar. If you want it to scar, you'd need to work at it. It's just a scratch at the moment. But yes, that's 1 point of damage. But nonetheless, and thankfully, because of the pouring rain, it washes the blood away from your vision, and so you are not sort of don't have any other problems there. Good. On the other side, on the far side, the other White is going to advance as far as it can, so it's going to be able to move 15 feet, which brings it to the edge of the camping mound. And it is now 15 foot away from Jarl, and raising its arm, you see it has now bizarrely, somehow this thing seems to have survived being submersed in the water. You see an ancient blackened twisted longbow seemingly made out of bog or witch elm, and interestingly enough, as a bow wood, witch elm is very like kinky and like very creepy looking. Not like that. It had many safe words. And drawing back a black-fletched arrow, lets rip with its longbow, and is going to shoot twice at... Who would it want to shoot most? Probably Tin, because Tin is big. However, it's going to have... you are lit, but it's not imposing disadvantage because it's heavy precipitation, and it can see you. So that was a 17.
Yeah, hits.
And a 19. So that's
hits.
2 hits on the longbow.
Yeet.
Tin, I'm sorry.
Yes.
19 in total points of piercing damage. A 7 and an 8 on the die, plus 2 each. So that's a spicy 19. That's two like real fucking Boromir in the Lord of the Rings, like as these arrows slam into you. It's brutal. It's brutal. Right. And as the whites finish their go, the two bog corpses, these mummified creatures from the bog, start to shamble towards you. Now, they are moving very slowly. They only manage to reach the edge of the mound in the time that they were advancing and come a little bit into the very, very dim light. However, they're moving extremely slowly. They're dashing, and they still only move 10 foot. 20 foot, rather. Because they are slow. None. Yes. Or would they? Actually, no, they're not. They're only going to move 10 foot. I've changed my mind because I misread one of these abilities. And as they turn towards you, their eyes seem to blaze with black light. First of all, Aldrin. Can you please make a wisdom saving throw? It'll be very easy for you, but they see the holy symbol and are enraged by it, it would seem.
That's only a 22.
Only a 20. a mere 22. You see this blazing, this dreadful glare. However, steeled against it by your faith in your rather fickle and capricious god, you resist this terrifying sort of force of fear that comes emanating off this mummy.
That is a good day.
There's a good day. Nonetheless, the other one is going to stare at Ferocity. Ferocity, can you please make a wisdom saving throw?
Add a D4 to it as well, Toby.
With the D4, that is a 21.
A 21. Likewise, this bizarre, as it sort of turns towards you and its eyes blaze sort of and opens its mouth and sort of awful, peaty bog water pours out of its mouth as it sort of seems to be coughing up water. You're more like, it's almost like you're distracted from the dreadful glare because it's so grim and horrid that you're like, oh, that's, and you're not afraid of it. It's just horrid. You're just like, that's really unpleasant. That's really nasty.
I don't want that on my clothes.
Exactly. You get it. You get the strong feeling of, no, fuck that. Which is how I think we're going to fluff that past wisdom saving throw. Excellent. Okay. And speaking of you, actually, Frosty, it's your turn. I love it when this happens.
So any of the ones that are close to our group, they haven't engaged in melee, have they? They're all doing ranged
Not yet.
stuff.
So the skeletons threw their spears and then advanced through the water. They are now on the edge of this mound. So they're about 10 foot away from you. And the mummies advanced 10 foot, so they're about 30 foot away from you.
Sorry, mummies? Did you say mummies?
I did say mummies. They're about 30 foot away from you. And the zombies have yet to move.
Okay, I think I would like to... None are within, 5 foot within melee, no?
No, none are within melee reach.
I think I would like... I would like to know, because you're doing flanking, so am I able to do, uncanny... whatever the action is, so I can use a bonus action to hide, stealth around, and then stab one in the back, or that might be a thing.
Well, let's think.
I'm not used to playing rogues.
Let's think. So the thing is that they have darkness and they know where you are. in order to hide, you could hypothetically, if you moved very quickly and got a good stealth roll, I would allow you to sort of hide under the bivouac that you've created. And then if one of them comes close, I would allow you to count as hidden for a stealth attack.
Although, because of D&D game mechanics, they're not going to come close until next turn. So...
if you wanted to make a range attack, nonetheless, you could move there, bonus action hide, and then make a ranged attack with advantage and specialty things.
Okay, what I'm going to do instead, because they're all just drenched, are they? They're all soaking wet.
Yeah, they're all they are sodden.
Okay, yeah, what I'd like to do is throw a dagger at one of them. One of them that looks like a zombie or a skeleton. Basically something that doesn't need magical weapons to hurt it, because I don't have any magical weapons.
Nice. Which one would you like to target? A zombie? The skeletons are closer, the zombies are a bit further away.
A skeleton's resistant to bladed weapons. In Frosty's mind, they are. So I'm going to throw a dagger at a zombie.
No, the skeletons are vulnerable to bludgeoning damage, but they do not have resistance to any other damage. But yes, you can throw a dagger at a zombie. So a dagger has a 20-foot throwing range, and the zombies are currently 30 foot away. So you would need to move 10 foot towards them, risking an attack opportunity from skeleton.
Oh no, I'm absolutely not going to do that. I'll throw it at a skeleton.
Very well. Please make an attack roll.
Add a D4, Toby.
Would you like to hide first, therefore getting the sneak attack, or?
Oh.
Would you like to hide afterwards so that you have the advantage on the next turn?
Well, also, if I hide afterwards, I might not get attacked, right?
That's a very good point.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw a dagger, then jump in the pit.
Yeah, get in the pit.
Set myself on fire.
Get in the bin.
Right.
Okay, please make an attack roll.
Sorry for taking a while. I'm not used to...
How dare you? How dare you play the game the way you want to play it?
Now, is that with disadvantage because of it's raining and stuff?
No, you are in light. So the lightly obscured is basically just meaning that you're going to be. It's going to be harder to do wisdom perception checks.
Oh, okay. So
they don't count. They don't count as in cover or anything. And you have the light as well. You have the lantern. Worth noting, if you're carrying the lantern, you're not going to be able to stealth. You'll have to put the lantern down. Because otherwise you'd be like hiding with like. Yeah, so you can put it down. So that's going to be casting. Bright light. I think it's 20 foot. Is that 20 foot? 20 foot. Lantern. 30 foot radius. 30 foot. So we have a 30 foot radius of bright light and a 30 foot radius of dim light. So you are not going to have disadvantage on things because you can see. So
that was actually a 19 to hit because I forgot the D4 from. Very
good. Please, that's emphatically a hit. Please roll damage.
6 damage on the
6 damage. So with a nice kind of crunch, the dagger slams into this skeleton and sort of smashes a great hole in its chest. So that was 7 damage. Did you say? Or 6 damage?
6.
6 damage. Right. So
and then I hide.
Wham!
Do I need
Crunch.
to do a stealth check?
Okay. Yes. Please make a stealth check.
Is this relying on sound? It's probably not. No, 20. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Well, technically, because you are lightly obscured, does that grant you advantage? Or am I imagining that?
I think it does.
Well, I'd say actually, because you've attacked and because you're in light, I'm not going to give you advantage.
It was another 20. So.
Well, it was dirty 20, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think what that'll be is you throw the dagger and then you move so quickly that essentially you're confusing them. It's not like you just sort of go invisible. You basically throw the dagger, then do some dodging and jinking, and then you end up underneath the like little tent thing. But you move so quickly.
Halfling also has the ability to hide behind a creature.
Oh, I like the
size larger than it. So I could just be like
behind tin. You've just hidden behind tin. Like you basically just go whoop and go behind tin.
The only use the party has currently found for her.
Holding on the belt thing, just
a literal meat shield. Extraordinary. Very good. Tin, over to you.
Right. So, the closest thing I have to a magic weapon is my cursed axe.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to have to use that. So I think what I want to do... Is there a like a white close to me?
There is a white 15 feet away from you.
Okay, I think I'm going to go for that because I think that's the thing that caused me the most damage, and that's the thing that she will go, So she's going to rage. And then she's going to do an attack and an extra attack with her great axe on this white.
Superlative. What does her rage look like?
Just like it's not really ceremonial in any way. It's literally just like as she reaches for her great axe, like she feels the honor of her ancestors like flowing through her, and she kind of shakes a bit and then just like screams and dashes with like big red bloodshot eyes.
Oh, and probably looks a lot like that. Instantly, this is an initiative marker for all the viewers. This shows what order the party's going in. Great. So, much like that, she charges forward, sort of, and just as a little bit of fluff, as you draw the axe, you hear the whispering voices of all of the many ancestors, all of your ancestors that have ever wielded this axe, chanting in Orcish a battle chant about reaping the skulls and blood of your enemies.
Yes. Exactly.
And it kind of charges you up and fills you with a raging adrenaline as you think, as you feel their perception on you, hoping that you will not dishonor the clan. Very good. Please make your many attack rolls against our Wicht.
Add a D4 to every attack.
Thank you. So this Wicht now has disadvantage on any attack rolls against anybody that isn't me. Just to throw that out.
Oh, magnificent! How is and could you detail the mechanic that is?
The mechanic is called Ancestral Protectors.
Spicy.
Yeah, and it basically it just means that my duty is to protect everybody else by being the chunkiest.
Being the chunk.
So they have disadvantage on any attack that isn't against me, and then if they do hit a creature that isn't me, that creature has resistance to the damage dealt by that attack.
Spectacular. And what does this look like? How are your ancestors coming to your aid?
I like the idea that they're sort of now whispering in this white's head. Like,
oh, that's really nice.
So the white's kind of just seeing red, and there's me, and there's kind of everybody else is just kind of faded into the background. I am the dangerous one here.
That's really nice.
It's probably also worth mentioning that while I'm raging, I have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage.
Very good.
That was a lot. So first attack with the great axe. Does a 21 hit?
Does a 21 hit? What do you think?
I like to think it hits. This is a 17. Does that hit?
Yes, a 17 does hit.
Okay, perfect. So it's a D12 plus 6, but it's a D12 plus 6, but I also get plus 2 because I'm raging. This is
D12
maths.
plus 8. Quick maths.
Do I get plus 8 on both? So that plus 2 is on all attacks, is it?
Yep.
Great.
Barbarians are blenders.
So that is 22 points of damage.
Gorgeous. Is that from both attacks or just the one?
Both.
Both attacks. 22 points of damage. Yeah, you hammer into this white and you're just slamming this great axe, and you can hear the chant of kind of chanting it. It's probably the kind of chant is like, slay them, butcher them, for the honor of the clan, that kind of thing, you know.
Protect the clan at all costs.
Clan, by the honor of your ancestors, we watch upon you.
Oh, can we say tribe? Clan.
Oh, yeah.
Something about the word clan does something to me. Mm-mm.
Oh, fair enough. Honor of the tribe. And you absolutely wail on this dude, and just like this kind of ancient armor is just getting crushed and buckled, and every blow of the axe is tearing great rents in this ancient armor, and you can see the bones kind of splintering and cracking under the impact. But nonetheless, as you see them splinter, you see this curious, the necromantic magic binding this creature, binding the white to this world. It's almost like a magnetism is holding it together. It sort of splits and then it's sort of back together. It's not healing, but it is staying together rather than just falling into a big pile of splintered bone. Good. Fantastic. Lovely work from Tin. And last of all, we have the zombies as they sort of, again, like just with sort of bog water pouring out of them, they sort of, and they are going to dash because they can do literally nothing else. And they move 20 feet in total after dashing, which again means they're basically going to be neck and neck with the skeletons. And then two of them, however, are close. Maths. Yes, are close enough to Trey to move normally and attack Trey. So two of these zombies are going to have a crack at Trey. You are now flanked by the zombies and the skeleton, which one of them you are flanking, who are in turn flanking Cecil. It's a big old flanking party. So, zombie number 1 attacks. Oh, my word. I'm rolling well today. What's your armor class, Trey?
13.
Sorry?
13.
So unfortunately a 21 hits. And
very hittable.
That's a natural 20, I'm afraid.
And for some reason, the Queen of England is here.
Philip. How far away is Trey from us?
Trey is 40 foot away from the group.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but
slightly too far away.
Wait, no. Have I screwed up maths? Just a moment. Sorry, I just need to work something out.
Oh, that's fine.
That'll teach me for asking questions.
Yeah, good people don't ask questions. You just do what the DM says.
I am the weather.
I am the weather.
Yes, okay, yes. I didn't screw up maths because they're not in difficult terrain because they're on the causeway. Good, okay, I didn't mess up. So Trey is 60 foot away from the group. Trey and Cecil are 60 foot away from the group. No. Oh my god, no. They're 40 foot away from the group because they moved towards the skeletons earlier. Justin, read your map. When you draw a map, read it. Cool. So I need to roll all the damage for this smashy. Trey, the first attack does 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and the next one does 3 points of bludgeoning damage. So essentially one of them just comes up and just hammers its fists into you, and the other one kind of claws at you and sort of vaguely strikes you and pulls at your kind of metal face, and the other one just punches you really hard, just swings its arm, and there's a kind of awful splatting noise, and as they hit you, you can see there's a little kind of burst of gas comes out. And sort of like a little spray of water and these decomposing gases. I gotta say, for you though, Trey, for everyone else it smells monstrous. For you, you're like, well, I think I have found the strongest smell yet. So there's some light in the darkness, which is that they smell dreadful, and that's interesting.
That makes this a good day.
That makes this a good day. Great. Okay, that's Zombos, and we're back to the top of the round. So that's round 1. We are now on round 2. Good stuff. We've been going for about going for about an hour.
1 round.
Cool. Okay. So, up to the top of the round, Cecil, it is you. It is a mosh pit. You are surrounded by things. They're everywhere. What are you going to do?
Quick mechanics question. Have I done a stupid? I have been interpreting my cunning action to mean that I can dash disengage or hide as my one bonus action instead of doing an offhand attack? Is it an extra bonus action instead? Or...
No, you were right the first time round. You can either do your second offhand attack, or you can do your cunning action.
Well, that's not very interesting. Okay, is Trey within 5 feet of the wicht?
No, Trey is within 5 foot of the skeleton. So we have skeleton, white, Trey, you.
Then I will turn and boof the skeleton that Trey is within 5 feet of.
Excellent. Please make an attack roll.
I'm going to ask because I really like the rules. Do I get an attack of opportunity?
No, you don't get an attack of opportunity because it's not moving outside of your zone of control.
Great!
But
I just need to turn rather than move.
Yes, you do have advantage because this is the flanked one.
Yeah, sneak attack! That's not deeply good. One was in that one, and one is blah 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 15.
Well, it's a good thing that armor is dog shit because that's a hit.
Great, and that means I get all the points again.
All the points.
I should have specified I am attacking with my dagger of warning, not my rapier. So it's a smaller die, but the magic weapon.
Yeah.
That is a 1 on the d4, so 6 base points of damage.
Okay.
Then that's some high numbers. So that's 6, blah, 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 17, 19, 25 points of damage again.
You've killed it twice over. What does that
mean? Cecil's very beautiful face got scratched, so he is very angry. So he has turned and he's turning into Brian Butterfield.
Hunger.
Keisha's Lorraine.
No.
He doesn't rage. He's not a barbarian, but the closest Cecil would ever get to raging, his beautiful face has been scratched, and he'll turn and just stab the nearest thing to him. And not quite noticed that it has been eviscerated.
Excellent, fantastic, and yeah, you just kind of, in the wild fury of stabbing, you sort of turn this skeleton into powder, and there's a sort of sudden sort of, as if a breeze has dispersed a mist and coming off these bones, and all of a sudden they just go. And
98 more to go. There's no point. There's nothing to disengage from. Can I disengage from the wicht? Even
yes, you have the white and the other skeleton.
And I can't hide because I'm guessing the wicht is still staring at me.
The thing is, if you just ate the opportunity attack and you sort of ran and jumped into the water, I would allow you to hide, but they would get attacks of opportunity on you.
I will. So disengaging by itself does nothing because I'll still be right there. Yeah, I will go for the opportunity attacks and go jump in a puddle.
Very good. Okay, so the white's attack of opportunity is going to try and grab you again. Your AC is
16.
16. And the white has rolled a spicy 14.
Great.
So just sort of you feel the kind of whiff of air on on the back of your neck as this thing tries to grab you, and the skeleton missed you entirely with a lovely 9, having drawn its short sword. You're home free. You run away and basically into the darkness and hurl yourself into the mud.
I run past Trey. I go, I'm not abandoning you.
Your cloak is going to be filthy.
Yeah,
I'm so upset.
Stinks, and it's unbelievably cold. In fact, yeah, if it wasn't raining, you'd be breaking through ice. Well, no, maybe not ice. It's not quite that cold, but it feels like it would be. So please make a stealth roll with advantage on account of all of the rainy darkness.
Yeah. Oh, what's my stealth modifier? It's daft. It is daft. Amazing.
Plus a lot.
That is 25 for stealth.
Yeah, nice. you just like Homer Simpson into the bush. Like, Yeah, Trey, Cecil runs past saying, "I'm not abandoning you," and then just is gone.
It's just it now. He's Brian Butterfield forever.
He's Brian Butterfield. It's canon.
Yeah.
Sure, I go down to the local children's centre dressed as an assassin.
Oh, God.
Good grief. Very good, and it is the skeletons' go. So one of them has been deleted, and the other one no longer has Cecil to attack. So with the skeletal equivalent of a shrug, is going to have a crack at Trey. Trey, your AC is 13.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that was a 16 to hit with the short sword. Please take 4 points of piercing damage.
You have hit
Amazing.
points.
Oh, great.
You're a monk, right? Do you have hit points?
I
Snarky
have some
comments.
decent hit points.
I'm going
Sort
to...
of.
It's daft. It is daft. Amazing. Sorry.
And that's that one. And now the others, the remaining 6, are going to charge forward to all of you around the campfire. Now, because ferocity is not visible to them, they are going to split their attacks between Tin and Aldrin. Aldrin? Oh, shit.
These are the skeletons, yes.
Yeah, these are the skeletons. So, that was. I got to show you these rolls, because that was a roll of 2 halves for these two. One of them rolled a crit fail, and one of them rolled an actual 20. So one of them does the damage for 2.
Fair enough.
That one stabs his mate.
That is 8 points of piercing damage
To whom, sorry?
to you.
Have you rolled to see if you're attacking me or my duplicate?
Oh, no, I have not. I'm an idiot. Oh. Right. What determines which one?
So each time a creature targets you with an attack, roll a d20 to determine whether the attack instead targets one of your duplicates. I've got 3 up at the moment, so you would need to, if you roll... oh, right, okay, I roll the d20.
Oh, right. Okay, so
And then
for
you
crit...
tell us whether you were hit.
Yeah, so for crit fail 1, please roll for that.
Cool.
No, the crit fail doesn't hit any of them.
So that would miss anyway.
But who would it be attacking?
Yeah, it would have been targeting a duplicate, but it would have missed because that was
Yep.
6.
And the critical success one.
Critical success will...
This is a great spell.
That's a 19, so that will womp a duplicate out of existence.
Yeah, so just, the duplicate just evaporates into the mist and rain. Good stuff. And then the last one, oh my god, are you joking? And the third one got a crit fail, and again, it doesn't
It's
really
gonna
matter
go
who they
for
were
10.
attacking. But now the other 3 who are attacking Tin, let's see what happens. Okay, 2 of those rolls for rubbish. One of those rolls was not rubbish. One of those rolls was a 21. The other one was a 9 and a 6. The 21, you take 3 points of piercing damage, halved because you're raging, so you take 1 point. I think what happens is, you're just so angry that it like stabs you in the arm, and you're just like, ah!
And just brush it off.
Just brush it off. I think because of the way that we're arranged, none of you are currently flanked, but you might be next turn. Ominous. That was El Skeletorinos. It is now.
Small earthquake on Justin's desk.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
Table is shaken.
It's those table shaken dice, am I right? It is now Trey's go.
Hooray! So I've got 2 Zambambados on either side, right?
Yes, you do have yes, 1 on each side. There are only 2 of them, Zambambados.
Okay, cool. I am going to initially spend a key point to use Flurry of Blows. So one of them gets 2 punches and a kick. And
Nice.
they count as magical as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm made of magic. So let's see if they hit.
Kick ass.
That's a 10, a dirty 20, and another dirty 20.
They all hit, funnily enough.
Brilliant. Okay, so that is Okay, so, but with the bonuses... 25.
Right, okay. So, has Trey ever fought a zombie before?
No. Possibly, but they don't remember. They've been around a while.
Maybe let's just roll a history check just to see what.
Yeah.
Just to maybe.
History. That is a 15.
15. So Trey doesn't know all that much about zombies, but they do vaguely remember that they're meant to be sort of unusually resilient and that they're quite hard to kill and quite hard to stay down. But the reason that comes to mind is because these ones don't seem to have that trait. These ones seem to have something different. Yes, because as you stab it, it sort of goes, and there's an awful rupturing splat as it explodes. The marsh gases inside it cause it to detonate. Can you please make a dexterity saving throw?
Yes. Is this an area of effect at all?
This is an area of effect.
Because I have evasion.
Don't know if I'm allowed to do that on stream. Shh.
Okay. I got and that's with Dex. That is a 12.
A 12. Unfortunately, that is not enough to escape the area of effect.
Yep. But I do take half damage.
But you do take half damage, which is good. You take 5 points of poison damage.
Hooray! Oh, poison. I have resistance to poison.
You take 2 points of poison damage.
Excellent.
Now, the zombie next to it is immune to poison damage. So cannot be poisoned. As is the white. So, yes, they don't blow each other up. Sort of, and all this kind of hideous, stinky, monstrous foulness engulfs you.
But it smells so good.
It smells so interesting. So, one of the zombies has explode.
I get a second attack.
You do. Are you going to punch the other zombie?
I am indeed. Let's have a look.
I like that we're all going with magic weapons and you're just like literally punching them.
And it's more successful.
Nice, I think
17.
we've all got
That's a hit.
weapons.
Yay. And that is 7 damage.
7 points of damage. So that one takes a good old punching, but is not going to drop yet. Right, coming after Trey, we have the Wichts. Wichty boy over here is going to have a crack at Trey. And is going to again reach out a hand as they sort of. Your armor class is 13. That's a hit on a 15. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. Okay, that's not too bad.
Here I go, killing again. Sorry.
18.
18. That's a pass again. Now this is curious because as a Warforged, Trey has a rather different experience with the feeling of being alive. What Trey feels is the wood and metal that makes up their body seem to stiffen and become inanimate around this strike. So whereas the wood, I'm going to fluff it, the wood seems to move, almost like flow and move like flesh while you're animated by magic. But this starts to become stiff and inanimate and dead. But you resist the effect, so your maximum hit points are not reduced. Please take 4 points of damage nonetheless. Cool. Necrotic damage. Do you have resistance to necrotic damage?
I do not.
You do not. Merely poison. Poison sockets are full of poison.
And immune to disease.
And immune to disease. Nice. And it's going to have a crack at you with the longsword, which it's going to miss. So it whiffles with the longsword. On the other side, so as rules as written, it has a free hand using the bow, so it's able to draw its longsword and attack with that, and it's going to drop the bow, but it cannot use its, because it's dropping the bow, it cannot, I don't think it can drop and make an attack at the same time. Or can it? Let me think. I'm going to make a dice roll on that. No, it cannot. I've decided that it can't. So it's just going to attack. It's just going to attack twice with the longsword. against you, Tin, and it's missed once,
Yes.
and it's missed twice. So it's seemingly the sheer terrifying was so much that it has simply whiffled twice.
Nice.
It's now the mummies' go. They are going to. They can't use their dreadful glare against you, so the pair of them are just going to dash, and they are now onto the solid ground and will be able to act normally next turn. Ferocity, you are hidden.
Yes, Queen, which is not normally Ferocity's natural state. However, she shall use this to her advantage, literally and figuratively. Not even figuratively at all, just literally. And I'll attack one of the... what I want to try and do is I'm going to shank some of these unliving bastards. But I also want to try and stop them from flanking us in future.
Okay. So I think what that would mean is if you move out from behind Tin while stealthed, if you move sort of out to one side, you can form a sort of a chain that means that they would need to move around you in order to flank Tin.
And then shank one of them.
and then shank one of them.
Yeah,
So Ferocity kind of dashes out, moves to the flank of one of the skeletons, and which is itself no, it's not flank because it's not 180 degrees. But you move out to one side, and please make your attack roll with advantage as you dash out and prepare to do a hit and run kidney shanking.
Nice. So I'm shanking with my good old halfling short sword, and I get 16 to hit. I haven't still got less, have I?
And your D4 as well, mate.
Oh, nice. I mean, do I need the...
No, you don't need the D4, but you can roll it. You can roll it if you'd like.
Well, I might be attacking again, so I don't know if it's an either or
You can use it on every attack roll. It's a nice spell.
Why not?
It's a big lad. Big lad. Roll away, Toby. Or
So that's
Ferocity.
17.
That's a hit. Please roll damage. You may activate your sneak attack as well.
Nice.
I'm pleased you reminded me. That's 10 for the normal sword damage. And I think it's 46, isn't it, for the Yas Queen?
I thought you said 46. Then.
Yeah,
I was
so
like,
did I.
Yeah,
That's the
46,
assassin's
46.
assassination thing. Yeah. 46. 46 what? 46.
So that's... It's a 3, a 5, a 5, and a 6, which is 19. So that is 29 damage. Not built for combat.
Oh boy! Where's the plus 10 coming from?
The
Is that
10
what you
was the
flat rolled?
original short sword, and then I rolled 46.
Ah, I
5, 6,
see.
5, 3.
I see.
Which is
Massive.
19, so 19.
Is your dex plus 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Massive. Delicious. Yeah, how do you annihilate this skeleton?
I think I sort of like run round, shank it in the thigh bone, which is connected to the hip bone.
Bone.
And then it sort of like just shatters its hip bone and thigh bone.
Yeah.
It sort of falls over, and then I'm just like, is it getting up? Oh wow, that was.
And then again, there's a sort of as the magic binding this being dissipates.
Nice.
And it collapses into a pile of bones.
Now I can also do a bonus action, and I could
Yes,
just
you can.
like,
You could move in and shank another one, or you could hide.
This
or
is what I'm
Bonus
thinking.
action.
disengage.
Team player, I am
Bloody
going
hell,
to
Rebecca.
attack with my dagger on one of them. I'm not gonna
So
hide.
you move forward and you go to. So you have
Don't tell me
annihilated
it's a
one of
white.
them.
I'm not going up against a white.
Okay, you go and attack. So there's a mummy near you, but you're going to attack the skeleton if you want.
Terrible as well. Yeah, skeleton, 100%.
Please make an attack roll.
Now, is this one like flanked or surprised?
Yes, I will allow this one to be flanked.
Nice.
But you are not going to get your sneak attack on this one because you've already used it.
Oh, that's only once per ting ting. Well, that's a 21 to hit.
Well, it's certainly a hit.
7 damage.
A spicy 7 damage. Very good. Good old side shank.
And I spit.
Very good. Good with mint sauce. Good. Okay, that was ferocity. Tin.
Yes.
Kill.
Is there
Poor tribe.
Is there another creature close enough to me that I could hit it with my great axe?
Well, there's the white, or there is this. There are two other skeletons.
Okay, I think so. I want to make it so one of the skeletons also has disadvantage on attacks that aren't against me.
Ooh,
So
spicy.
I'm gonna use my first attack on one of the skeletons and my second attack on the white.
Excellent play, Tin. Excellent play.
Thank you. So I'm going to.
Sorry. The first creature you hit with an attack on your turn, you can't do it to both.
Yes, no, that's what I mean. So if
I see. I'm a moron. Please excuse me.
If I hit the skeleton with my great axe, I can use Ancestral Protector on that skeleton while still hammering home at this white. Is what I'm trying to do.
I've got you. Sorry, that's me being a twat.
That's okay.
Please make your attack rolls.
Okay, so does a 19 hit the skeleton?
Does a 19 hit the skeleton? I don't know. What do you think, Tin?
I think yes.
Yes.
So that's now Ancestral Protector. So Tin's basically kind of like come out to the side for a second, swiped at this one, and it's now seeing the same red that the white was seeing.
Distantly, and its vague, sort of bizarre, sort of distant echoes of its consciousness. It seems to, despite not having any kind of physical system, it seems to somehow remember rage.
Yes. So that is, it's only 13 points of damage.
Well, it's dead.
Oh, lovely. So I literally just came out to the side, chopped its head off.
You just go like smash, and it just, you basically, I think that, that you like, the axe sides out, and it just sort of, and this just shower of bone is just launched into the air. And as it like hits, and as you strike it, the magic dissipates, so all the connection holding the skeleton together stops, and it just gets launched into the air as a hail of bone.
I'm almost tempted to go for the other one now, but. No, I do want to attack this one.
It is also notable. Please read the some of the text that happens.
Oh yes, of course. I get 2d6 temporary hit points. I don't actually really know what temporary hit points as a mechanic does.
So
how it works.
So I will read you. So this magic item is essentially a sort of a weapon that allows you to absorb health from an enemy. If you kill an enemy, you get temporary health. Temporary hit points are hit points that are essentially like a buffer on top of your hit points. So if you get hit by an attack, you have to lose all your temporary hit points before you lose your normal hit points.
Oh, wonderful.
However, the temporary hit points go away when you end combat, and also they don't stack. If you get more temporary hit points, they replace the temporary hit points. Does that make sense? So if you've got 8 now, and next turn you got 4, you would have 4. You wouldn't have 12.
I see. Well, I currently have 6. So
Great.
I guess what Tin hears is she smacks this thing's head off, it explodes, and then she feels like a bit of energy come through from the axe as her ancestors say, yes, good, carry on.
I like the idea that one of the ways that manifests is that it's like you like hit the sort of the chant equivalent of the drop. Like this would be the bit when like the EDM soundtrack comes in.
So like doing the good shit, kaboom!
And you're like, yeah! It's the bit that always turns up in the promos. Excellent. And who are you going to attack with your second attack?
I'm gonna go for the white.
Hit the white.
I don't think that's very good. Does a 16 hit?
A 16 does hit. These are generally speaking low AC creatures.
Okay. That's only that's 9 plus that's 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Okay, yeah, that's a mighty smack. Just crunching into the bone of this monstrosity. That was Tin. It is El Zombogo. El Zombogo Zombo Wano is going to flanco Treo and is going to slam, and is going to, good grief, hit. What do you know? Oh dear. And is going to do 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof. Okay.
As you're just getting surrounded and they're just like punching and beating you.
Feel very bad for Trey.
Oh, it's gone bad for Trey. Now,
I've got an ace up my sleeve, it's fine.
I call it a gun. And the other zombies are going to be able to reach the party, but unfortunately you're all sort of surrounded by skeletons. So let's have a look. How's this going to work? 2 of them are going to go for ferocity. And what's your armor class, ferocity? 16, did you say?
17. How very dare you?
And unfortunately that is a hit, and it does 7 points of bludgeoning damage.
I will be uncanny dodging that, mofo.
So please halve it to 3 points of bludgeoning damage. And the other one can't do anything on that side. And then we've got, and then we're going to have, I think one of them is going to be able to sneak in and attack Tin, which hits on a 17. And does, oh my word, that's another 6. So 7 divided by 2 is 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Woohoo.
And then 2 of them are going to attack Aldrin.
Cool.
And both miss. And none of the others can do anything. They're just going to sort of mill around aimlessly.
How damaged is Ferocity looking?
Ferocity, I don't know. How damaged is Ferocity looking?
She's got like a cool little scratch. Like, oh, yeah, being. You should see the other guy. Am I right? Am I right?
Okay.
In
other words, she's okay for now.
Yes.
Justin, because I don't in any way want a power game, if one of those was attacking the duplicates have a lower AC than I do. So a 15 would hit a duplicate, and I rolled the dice, and one of them was a 2, so one of the attacks would have been on a duplicate, and one was a 20, so one of them wouldn't, regardless.
They were both drastically bad rolls.
Fine.
They were like, I think it was like a 9 and an 8.
Fair enough. They would miss anyway, that's fine.
Yes, they would miss anyway. What is the roll, incidentally, that makes it hit you?
So if I have... I roll a d20 for every attack.
Tell him.
If I have 3 duplicates up, I have to roll a 6 or above for it to hit a duplicate. If I have 2 or above, it's an 8, and if I have 1 duplicate left, it's an 11 or above, and it hits the duplicate.
Okay, so how many do you have
2,
at the moment?
because one of them has been poofed.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, and as the zombies swarm the party around the campfire, we're going to take a little 5-10 minute break. We will see you all a little bit later. Much love. Oh, welcome back, everyone. We are in the midst of combat, glorious combat with zombies, wights, and mummies and skeletons. Oh my! We've just finished the second round of combat. Trey is in a little bit of trouble. They're getting mobbed by a lovely variety pack of undead, and meanwhile the party has been surrounded by a veritable horde thereof. And we're going to kick off with the round because Cecil did a disgusting roll. We are going to kick off with Cecil. Chechil, you are about 30 feet away from the mosh pit around Trey. That wasn't meant to rhyme, but it did. Why not? Let's riff with it. What would you like to do?
So, is Trey within 5 feet of the wicht? I know it's white, but wicht is so much more fun to say.
The Wichter. Trey is within 5 foot of the Wichter. If only I could speak Chaucerian English.
I can, but I won't. Cecil will rise like the very, very, very muddy soul he is, and sprint stealthily towards the white, and hopefully hit with attack. If A, I've been coming out of hiding, and B, Trey is within 5 feet.
Please attack with advantage.
That would be a 20. It's 18 on the dice, and I have something outrageous. 26 to hit.
20 a lot. It's a hit.
Thanks.
Please roll damage.
Comfortable.
I really want a pet shop voice cover.
Well, that is a D8. That is an 8 on the dice, so that is 13 base points of damage, and then sneaky. Oh, well, that's a 6 and a 4 and a 5. So that is 23, 28. And that is another 5, so 33 points of damage.
And that was with your Dagger of Warning.
Bother! Yeah, so it's not a D8. So take 8 off, and I should roll a D4 instead of a
Yes.
D8. Thank you. But that is a D4, so 29 points of damage instead of 33.
Just a second, got to do my maths. You'd think as somebody that partially teaches maths for a living, I'd be a bit better at mental maths, but there we go. This is what happens when you have lots of late nights, like an
Alternative facts.
Alternative facts, indeed.
Alternative maths.
Right. Cecil, how do you kill it?
I wasn't expecting this. I am so cold and wet and muddy that it's just sort of a shambling that will be kind of, it looks like a tantrum. Finesse has gone out the window, but in the absolute, accidentally get from, unless it's impossibly tall, from the crown of their head and split their skull open.
So yeah, kind of again, like the skull splits open, and this time the bale fires just go sort of and burn out. And again, there's this blast of magical energy as the binding leaves it, and it sort of and it clangs a lot. There's a lot of kind of slightly damp clanging as all the bones and whatnot collapse down to the floor. I didn't start my timer. Give me a second. Boom, clonk.
Inspector Gadget.
Okay.
I don't suppose half of the undead magically fall still and stop doing things, do they?
No.
In that case, could I use my bonus attack to stab whoever is looking most threatening to Trey?
Okay, then you may attack a zombie or you may attack a skeleton. Which would you like?
A zombie.
Please attack a zombie.
That is another 4 on the D4, and then...
What was your attack roll?
Oh, I should probably roll that first. Trey is within 5 feet.
Yep. You cannot have a second sneak attack.
No, but do I get it? Nope, I'm confusing advantage and sneak attack. Apologies. I don't know which of those I roll first, and one's very good and one's very bad, so I'm going to roll again. That is a 14. That is 22 to hit.
Hey, that's a hit. Please roll damage.
And I'd already rolled damage, which was a 9.
9 points of damage. Okay, yeah. Like again, like as you pierce this zombie, there's a sort of awful. And again, this sort of, it's almost like a little mini explosion sort of just blows out a bit of its flesh as you withdraw the dagger. And it sort of, it seems like and deflating a bit. Cool. And that's your bonus action used. You cannot disengage. You remain locked in combat. There is a skeleton and a zombo, and you are attacking El Zomberino.
Cecil tries to strike a very cool-looking pose with Trey and probably fails.
But Cecil did just delete a white. There's some really spicy damage rolls going on. And well done, everyone. Well done, all of you. You should all feel very proud of yourselves. Okay, Aldrin, it's your turn.
Super dupes. How many of the undead that are now crowding around us are within 30 feet?
How many? So we've had.
Have you had this whole time?
Fireball.
So there are 4 skeletons, 1 white, 2 mummies, and 6 zombies.
Super dupes.
Within 30 foot.
Yes,
I would have hidden.
It's a mosh. It's a mosh pit.
Aldrin is going to look very intense, almost as if they're channeling something. Holding up the shield with the emblazoned sigil of the eye and the flames. The eye will shift as the shield darkens, turning into a red and black mask, and the flames coming off it turn blue, like a sort of 70s disco ultraviolet light.
So good.
Says just quietly to himself at first, just like, you come from the darkness towards the light, but the shadows are my domain. It just brings down the shield. And this light just streaming from it in a sort of circular corona.
I was born in the darkness.
Adopted the darkness.
And that is turn undead.
Exquisite. So that's wisdom saving throws.
DC 16.
DC 16. Okay.
Do me and Toby also need to make one?
Are you undead?
Yes.
But
I feel like we're in the game.
only in spirit. Okay, we'll start with the zombies. Is that a wisdom save?
Wisdom save, yeah.
Yeah.
So much better than like second ed turning or first ed turning.
Okay. Oh my word! 3 of them succeeded. Oh no! No! They have -2. 1 of them succeeded. The other 5 all failed. And what does that mean if they fail and they are CR a quarter?
To be perfectly honest, it's not on my character sheet, but from what I remember at CR a quarter, it means they are obliterated.
I believe they are destroyed. I believe it's just a moment. I'll just
Better than first ed.
yeah.
First ed would be like, oh, you're 15th level. Okay, the zombie is scared of you.
Oh yes, when an undead fails its saving throw against your turn undead feature, it is instantly destroyed if its CR is lower than the threshold for your level.
And
without knowing this, it's half or lower.
Half or lower, right. So 5 of the zombies are destroyed. However, as we had demonstrated earlier, fun stuff happens when these zombies are destroyed. Let's see what happens. Okay. 3 of them explode. 2 of them just sort of onto the floor. No, 2 of them do that.
So silly.
I love making fart noises. They make me so happy. So 2 of them just keel over. But the other wait. Yes, 3. I can't do math today for some reason. So 2 of them are gone. Cross them out. And the other 3 are going to explode. Tin, Aldrin, and Ferocity, can you all please make 3 dex saving throws?
3 each?
3 each.
I have advantage on dex saving.
You can add a d4 you can add a d4.
To all.
And is this an
Depends
AoE
if I get
effect?
hit or not.
This is an AoE effect.
So ferocity, you're fine.
Yeah, Ferocity has all the evasion.
Yeah. Justin, in terms of the mechanics of it, because Bless is still active, is in terms of timings, is Bless active while we make these throws, or would it?
Yeah, I'm going to choose it because this is a simultaneous set of explosions. You are only going to need to make 1 concentration roll.
Cool. I'll see if I get. Am I going to get hit regardless?
You are going to take damage regardless.
Right. So I'll roll the throw now and see if we add the d4 if that works.
Wait, run that by me again?
What I mean is, if I'm going to take damage, I'm definitely going to have to make a saving throw to maintain the spell, but is the spell still active when we make our...
Yeah, the spell will be active when you make the saving throw because it's received damage, so it's impact, saving throw, then the thing drops. So whatever happens, you are going to get the benefit of Bless.
No problem.
So, 3 dex saving throws from your...
Oh, dex! Hold on. No, this is still fine.
I got an 11.
Okay.
For my one that didn't succeed.
So the other 2 succeeded, and then you got an 11.
Yeah, the other 2 were like over 20.
Okay. So,
I got a 23 and 2 21s.
Disgusting. So you succeed on everything. You're just, I don't know. I like the idea that you just sort of step to one side.
Yeah,
behind,
I'm just like...
Behind one of the skeletons.
Excuse me?
Yeah, behind the one zombie that didn't explode. You just step behind it and goes...
I don't quite understand the mechanic that gives me this. Oh, I have danger sense.
Yeah, so you can sense
I have danger sense. Yeah,
You just
so that's
get
why.
down, Mr. President. No. I like, or you just, I like it. You don't even move. You just lift the axe up in front of your face. And it's just all. Right, and what did you get, Aldrin?
Well, one of them was 19, Justin. The other one was a natural 1.
Womp womp.
And the other one was still not great. That was an 11, even with Bless.
Oh dear. So, for everybody's first saving throw, I think everybody made the first saving throw. It did 9 points of damage, which is halved to 4 points of poison damage. For the second saving throw, Aldrin failed the second saving throw. Frosty, did you fail or succeed the second saving throw? You failed one of them, didn't you?
Because you say ferocity quickly, I hear Frosty. And I'm like, that's not me.
I have been hearing
Frosty?
that every time.
Frosty's been here the whole time. You just turn around, this is another dude. Yo.
You've always
December, I've been
Myself at the
hearing
Christmas
the
balls.
Frosty.
Yeah,
I spent I went so long last week going, who's Frosty? What is going? I don't want to.
I'm sorry. Ferocity. Did you fail? Which saving throw in order?
Yes, Queen. Let's say the second.
So the second. So the second one would do 6 damage if you failed the saving throw. If you succeed the saving throw, please halve it.
Halved because I am a high level rogue.
So you only take 1 point of damage.
No, 3, I think, because 6.
Oh, it's half. Oh, yes, of course, because you took full damage from that one.
Yeah.
And
so
for the final one, which Frosty, you failed as well because the DC is 13.
No. Sorry.
No, it was Aldrin who failed the last one. Aldrin who got the 11. So if you fail, you take 10 points of poison damage. If you succeed, you take 5.
Lovely.
I'm so sorry. I succeeded them all and just assumed that meant I was safe, so I haven't been listening to the damage I should have been taking. I apologise profusely.
Oh, no.
Second one was 6.
So I think you will take... I think it's something like 436.
Yeah. Okay. So...
No, 435.
Okay.
Rather.
Yeah.
That's 12.
Yep.
Great. Sorry, I was like, oh my god,
okay.
20.
I've done that before. I'm like, I passed the saving throw. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to do fine. Yes, but Aldrin, you take 10 points, and are you going to make your
yeah, that's a fail on the con save. So
bless.
Makes sense because I was really concentrating on channeling that divinity.
I'm so sorry. If I cast, it's not casting, but if I used Spirit Shield on Aldrin, and therefore Aldrin didn't take any damage from that last one, would he still have to make the con saving throw to use this for the shit? Okay, fine.
If you want to use it so that I don't take any damage, that's totally fine. But because I took damage at all, Justin said it was just going to be one roll, which I failed.
Can you add the D4 bless to the concentration check?
Oh, that's a very good point. Can I?
I don't know because I don't know rules.
It's an ability check.
Technically,
or
then.
Save, so I think...
It would need to be a 4. It's a 3.
Oh, that's so upsetting.
These are the rolls we came here to make.
I still got a bonus action.
It's an attack roll or saving throw. Is a concentration. Yeah, it's a saving throw. My word. Good grief. Spicy. Big. Whatever. Why not? 3 of the skeletons explode, and the other 3 of the skeletons collapse into a pile of bones, and the other skeleton does not. Now, for the other ones, they do not explode, but they do potentially get turned and have to do their little one wisdom saving throw. Now, okay, very good. What's your DC?
16.
16. Okay. So one of the mummies kind of sort of shields its eyes and moves away from you. The one that was next to Ferocity, and seems to be unhappy. But the other mummy,
stab that motherfudger.
And yes, well, that will happen on its turn. It's
attack of opportunity.
Indeed, you will get an attack of opportunity.
Nice.
Nice. However, the other ones, the other white and the mummy stay put, and it's curious because Cecil and Trey, in just a short way north, and sort of vaguely you see the glinting of metal, and you hear the sound of chains rattling, and seeing the figure, which is now you can just about make out, extending an arm, and it would seem to be that somehow they are strengthening their resistance to this turning.
I've totally forgotten the big bad.
Yeah, completely. I was like, right, 2 whites, let's do this. And then, nope, there's a chainy person.
Cool. That was Aldrin. Very good. That was a long round.
Bonus action, buddy.
Oh my god.
This will be super quick. I'm just going to use my spiritual weapon to attack one of the non-turned things, preferably something that doesn't explode.
So you have a skeleton, a zombie, a white, and a mummy.
Let's take a skeleton because I might be able to eviscerate. We'll see.
Go on, have a go. Have a go.
Coolly cool. Right, here we go. Let's find this thing. Goodness sake, there we go. That's an 18.
18, that's a hit.
And that is 11 points of damage.
You sort of smash loads. This glowing radiant blow. So I think what happens is it doesn't do physical damage. The radiance almost like slices through, and you can see that the skeleton starts to sort of jerk and fall apart as the bone seems to burn and blacken from this magical power, and it sort of starts to collapse a little bit as its motivating power is reduced. Right, and it is the skeleton's go, and the only remaining skeleton is one that's standing by Tin. So it's going to do what monsters do when they're standing next to barbarians and attempt to stab you and miss. None of them and then there is one final skeleton up to the north, I believe, because yes, it was Cecil deleted the white. There's one skeleton that's going to have a crack at Cecil. Having seen Cecil attack its master, and that's going to miss as well, horribly, really, really badly. Trey, it's your turn.
Excellent. What have we got?
There is a skeleton and a zombie next to you, and then the party are facing one zombie, a white, a mummy, and a mummy that has been turned.
Okay, I am going to begin with my first attack by bapping 3 with a key point onto the Zambambadino again, because that worked out so well last time.
Go nuts, go ham.
Okay. So that's a 10, a 19, and a 22.
The 19 and the 22 hit, as does the 10, because zombies have the hysterical armor class of 8.
Excellent. That means I could literally have rolled a 2 and I would have hit them, which is very nice.
Yeah, you can literally just be like, please roll damage.
29 damage.
It explodes. Please make a dexterity saving throw, Trey and Cecil.
Go on, Trey. Go on.
Oh, and I can do my evasion.
I can do my evasion.
You sort of like, I think it's just a massive punch to the chest, and it goes.
And I got 21.
I got 23 and I can use evasion.
Right, so that was a 7 on the dice, so that's going to be 3 divided by 2, which is 1. Anna, your face.
Because the number of over 20 rolls that is happening in this group just like is blowing my mind.
Level 7, level 7, level
just to
7,
rules.
level 7.
Just a rules lawyer, evasion, if you succeed the saving throw, you take no damage.
Indeed you do not. Yes, my mistake. I was confusing that with Uncanny Dodge. I'm a bad DM, bad Justin.
Oi, you're awesome.
Stop it.
The defense rests.
The defense rests. Yes, you take no damage from that because you evaded. In which case, Ferocity, you shouldn't have taken the explodium damage. You should have taken a little bit of explodium damage.
No, I did. That's why I took 3, not 6.
I see. Because then you uncanny dodged the damage that you did take. I see.
No. I took 3.
Oh, yes, an evasion just does it even if you fail, yeah. Justin, big brain, galaxy brain, Justin.
Justin, are you saying you haven't memorized every single unique trait for every single class?
I am the world. Cool. That's Trey. Yeah, so it's... And you're going to punch the other one, right?
I am indeed. So let's see how this goes.
Rev up them fists.
It goes well. That is a 24.
Please roll damage, Trey.
Yes, more than happy to. That is...
Crunchy skeleton boy.
That is a 7 damage.
7 points of damage. Not enough to destroy it, but enough to break some bones. There's a crunchy, smacky crunch noise. Very good. Okay, that's Trey. It is the remaining Hwicht's go, who's not looking too healthy. And
is this the one I'm battering, or is that one gone?
It is the one that you're battering. The other one was the one that Cecil deleted. And this one is going to reach out for you. Oh my god, it got a natural 20 on the drain life roll. Please make a constitution saving throw, which I believe you have advantage on because you are raging.
Oh, I do. And also my con modifier for saving throws is ridiculous.
Is many. It is many.
Is several, yes. I mean, that's not good. It's a 9, even with advantage. I rolled 2 3s.
Shit the bed.
Yeah, I know.
You take 10 points of necrotic damage.
It's okay.
And...
Ugh.
So that takes your 6 temporary hit points.
Oh, they went ages ago.
Oh, they went ages ago. Okay. Your hit point maximum has been reduced by 10.
Oh. For how long? Forever?
No, not forever.
Don't tell her. Yes, forever.
It might as well be forever. Should have done that.
I don't even know how to change this in Beyond. I might have to write it down in real life.
What's that song called?
It's called Say a Little Prayer.
Yeah.
Ah, that's good. It's one of those many songs that always comes on at a party when I'm half cut, and I'm like, I love this song, but I never.
I don't even know if
called.
it is Aretha Franklin. It is Aretha Franklin. Can confirm.
Oh yeah. Great. So you get your life drained. Finally, somebody got their life drained, and then it's going to swing its longsword at you, and oh my word, it's going to hit with its longsword. And having grabbed you, it's now going to do a 2-handed blow with the longsword.
Yeah, of course it is.
Is that allowed? I think that's allowed. Grab slash. Why not?
Yes. Goodbye.
It's not an offhand, and it doesn't specify that it can't do it two-handed. So.
We're very lucky that Tin has a stupid amount of hit points.
Yeah. That's a D12, not a D10. I get to use the chunky D10s. Yeah.
Oh, table shakers. Congratulations.
Yeah. That's 10 points of slashing damage.
Lovely.
Divided by 2, which is 5 points of slashing damage.
Lovely.
Because you are raging and you are so angry that it doesn't hurt.
So I'd just like to make it known that I have taken 56 points of damage so far. Just so
That is
everyone should know.
more than my maximum hit points. That is impressive.
Is that the damage? Is that including having been halved or before halving?
No, that's since combat began, including halving.
Oh my god!
The damage that Tin has taken is 50 points. 56 points, sorry.
That's my max as well.
She's a barbarian. Da 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 da. Cool, good stuff. Slashy. It is the mummies go. One of the mummies is gonna.
It's gonna what?
And it must spend its turn trying to move as far away from you as it can. So it is. Let's have a look at its intelligence or its wisdom. I reckon the mummy is wise enough to disengage from you, Ferocity, and move 20 feet. So it's got a wisdom of 10, which suggests that it has some degree of self-preservation. So it's going to disengage and it's going to move 20 foot away from you. However, the other one is going to attack Aldrin. Now, Aldrin, you are flanked. And it got a 22 to hit.
I'll do it.
However, as it comes towards you, you are confident in your ability of your duplicates to save you. However, in your confidence, you step in the direction you think is going to be a dodge, but it actually, god damn this bad luck, you walk straight into its fist because you roll a 5 on your magical duplication thing, because I can. Let's see what happens with the rotten fist. You take... Oh, goodness, I need more dice.
Oh god, that's not a good sign.
Wait
You
for it.
take 9 points of bludgeoning damage
Spirit Shield.
and 8 points of necrotic damage.
Spirit Shield.
So Spirit Shield means he takes no damage?
No, it means I don't know. It's not clear whether I or David, but one of us rolls 2d6, and that is the amount he gets to take off of the damage.
Reduce the damage.
Yeah. It just says you can reduce the damage by 2d6.
Oh, it's you.
Let's say it's you, otherwise
Yeah, it's
Justin's
you.
going to replace my role with something.
I really hope this is good for you now. You can 8 points of that damage does not happen to you.
Ooh, so that was an 8 and a 7, was it?
No, an 8 and... Yes, an 8 and a 7.
Okay, so...
Oh, no, wait.
Ooh,
No, it was 7 on the dice and 10. So 10 bludgeoning damage and 8 necrotic damage.
Okay, so I will take 10 damage.
10 damage.
Alright.
And
that's as my ancestors just like to protect you.
just a moment, just need to check something.
No. The shears was protected.
And cheers. Aldrin, can you please make a Constitution saving throw?
You said make and not fail, so let's see how this goes.
Because I am deciding on whether to be merciful.
It's a 4.
You, as this awful bog mummy's fist hammers into you, it's not just the bludgeon that does the damage. It smashes you, but its awful kind of mud-caked, filthy, wet, clammy fingers scratch across you, and you feel your skin begin to rot. But worse than that, you feel a sudden intense pain in your chest as it seems that this rot has passed into your bloodstream. You have been cursed with mummy's rot. And we will come on to what that means. Right, okay. That was the mummy. Ferocity, it's your turn.
So I was just writing a joke in the green room. So, Aldrin, my friend has been mummy rotted or whatnot. Can I shank a fool?
You can shank a fool.
Yeah. like who is in my direct?
There is a mummy. There is a white. There is a second mummy.
Okay, I'd like to go for one of the mummies. I think probably are any of them injured? The mummies or the white?
The white is injured. The mummy. Neither of the mummies are injured.
Okay, and is Tin engaged with like all of them?
I'm engaged with the white.
Tin is engaged with the white.
Congratulations.
Aldrin is engaged with the mummy, and the other mummy is running away.
Okay, I'm going to try and smash the white then. Fudge it.
Sorry.
Sweet. Phrasing.
I would like to roll to hit with my short sword.
Your short sword. Go on, you're going to go hit it with your short sword. Go on.
And I'm going to flank it. Can I flank it?
Yeah.
We like short swords.
Fuck yeah.
Short swords. Oh, mister, do you want to stab it with your short sword?
22.
It's going on the Justin Bit list.
Yeah, it's going on the Justin Bit list.
I really hope the audience find this at least half as funny as we find that.
Oh, it's all right. We'll just see the Twitch viewing figures plummet.
Canned laughter.
Yeah, ha ha ha. What did you get for the attack roll?
That was a 22 to hit.
Massive. Roll damage.
Well, it was 10 plus
The sneaky.
18 from the sneak, so that's 20.
Holy balls.
But I don't know if that's halved because it is not a magie.
It is unfortunately
weapon.
not a magic weapon, so it is going to be halved to a me. What did you say? What was it? 28?
It was, oh no, yeah, fuck.
Yeah, it was 18 plus the basic damage.
Dyslexic AF. So 28 halved 14.
14 points of damage. How do you kill it?
Yes. I think Frosty being Frosty and not having used her main skill, which is voguing.
Yes, please.
I think she's going to go, oh my God, I'm so scared. Shank the fucker up through the thing while it's going like...
Again, there's just like
fuck is she doing?
It's sort of, you basically pin its jaw to its skull, and as you pierce the underside of its skull, a load of dirty bog water rushes out down the blade that was being held in the skull. And again, its eyes just sort of... and all the other bones just... and you're just left with the skull on the knife.
Fudge, yeah. And then I've got like a bonus action and whatnot. So I think I'm gonna like probably try and hide behind
Tin.
You're just going to tuck yourself into my waistband. So.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
Just...
I'm not, because in my understanding, the mummy bastards would then be able to flank Tin.
Well, one of them, it has been turned and must use its movement to move
Oh,
as
it's
far away
running.
from Aldrin as it can, so it's running.
It's totally running. Okay, I hide behind Tin.
Very good. You hide behind Tin. Cool.
Stealth shark.
Yes, stealth away, please. And because of the rain, you have advantage on that.
Advantage, you say?
Because of the rain.
Well, that's good, because I only got a 24 on the first one, so that's 26 with advantage.
Yeah, again, like, there was a ferocity, and now there is not. Just gone. Tin, it's your turn.
What is close to me?
You have
Angry
a halfling on your shoulders.
Go on, angry girl. Fuck it up, fam.
Is there a mummy near to me?
There is a mummy near to you. Now, would Tin have the wherewithal to flank, or would she just be like straight line hit?
Straight line hit. There's no way. She's not strategic in any way. It's not how she was raised. It's just hit the fucker and be done with it.
Very good.
So it's just, given that she has been told to use her magic weapon, even though she normally saves this axe for special occasions, she is going to do the same and hit it with her great axe twice. Yes. Oh. Does a 25 hit?
No.
Does a 15 hit?
Yes. It's a weird armor class.
Lovely.
We're going back to hit armor class 0. No. Oh, God. Thaco. Right. Please roll damage. Kel damage.
So,
That was a very happy noise.
it is a happy noise. Except maths. 23 plus 6 is 29. Plus 6 again is 35. Plus 4 is 39 points of damage.
Oh my word! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Do you have D&D Beyond? Why aren't you all using Beyond? I hear all these lovely dice rolling, but
it's the
real
feedback.
Because I'm
dice.
raging and I don't know if it will automatically do it.
I am literally being. We are sponsored by these metal things.
I'm by D&D Beyond.
But it's complicated. I use that for the
Look at
character.
the clicky, beautiful. Why would you
Clicky,
not?
clicky, clicky.
Anna was like,
Enough
I'm raging.
rocks.
I can't use D&D Beyond.
I'm too angry to click.
I don't know if Beyond automatically adds my raging modifier.
I
So
see.
I
Fair
think
enough.
it does. I haven't played a barb in a while, but I think
you
it
know what?
does.
I'll test it next turn I get.
Very good. Good. So yeah, you're just wailing on this mummy, absolutely wrecking face. And we have, I think there's one zombie left here.
Did I not kill it with that?
No, the mummies are chunk. They are chunky boys.
Fine.
Chunky, rotten, mummified bog boys. It's the name of my post-punk indie band. Cool. Why not? One of them's going to punch Tin and miss. We're back to the top of the round. It's round 4. Canonically, only 18 seconds have passed. Cecil, it's your turn.
There's still people to hit.
There is a single skeleton next to you.
Has Cecil seen the weird chained person giving them extra life?
You've probably heard it.
Can I go look for it?
Yeah, sure.
Great. I'm going to turn my back on the fighting and head off in the direction of...
Are you going to use your
Katie.
bonus action to disengage, or are you going to eat the opportunity?
It's a skeleton. It's fine.
What's your armor class?
16.
It misses, just.
Oh no. Cool. And then I will travel 30 feet to see if I can get there.
What happens is, as you get closer, can you make a perception check with disadvantage? You're moving towards this chain.
I sure can. D20s would be nice. They're D12s. There's my D20s. Okay. Well, that's a nat 20 gone in the bin, and that is 15.
15. On a 15, there is something curiously insubstantial about this figure, almost like they might be a spirit rather than a figure.
Oh, well, in that case, Cecil will go, screw that, and use his bonus action to travel 30 feet back towards the skeleton and stab the skeleton. Cecil has no time for weird ghostly figures standing in the middle of moors.
It's sort of standing there reaching out, the chains are rattling, and it's
nice.
curious, and the rain is passing through it.
I'll tell Aldrin in a minute.
It's hard to really make it out because it's swathed in kind of billowing robes and chains.
Cool.
Please make your attack roll.
Great. That's a natural 20.
Roll damage for fun.
Do I need to
You can use your sneak attack because Trey is there.
Do I double all dice?
Just for the lols, let's see what happens.
Is sneak attack doubled as well?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well that's that. So that's only a 3 on the d4s. So that's plus 5 is 8. And then I am rolling 8 d4. They were all 1s. So that, what did I just say? 3, 8. So I have 8, 11. That's better. 12, 18, 24. And I still have 2 d6s left. That is also very good. 34 points of damage.
Did you add your normal modifier plus 5 as well?
Yes, I did that first.
Yes, you did. Well done. So you've killed
a lot of wands.
So it is currently on minus 27 points of damage.
Permadeath!
Which is it's double its hit points dead. As in, the skeletons have, I know, 13 hit points. It is gone beyond. It's like it never existed. The blow is so hard that it just shatters and just blasts a disenchanted bone. Trey, you are hit with a couple of stray, I don't know, like a mandible or something.
Cecil
Mandible?
sweeps.
Yeah, the jaw, you know.
Cecil sweeps.
I was thinking like buggy.
Cecil sweeps his hair out of his face and tries to look majestic, and then remembers and goes, "Oh, Aldrin, there's a ghosty chap over there. Not my ballpark."
You're about 40 feet away from Aldrin. Aldrin, can you please make a perception check with disadvantage?
Yeah, that'll be a flat one. Let's see. I'm just slightly distracted by being cursed. Check. Hang on a second. 21.
21. You hear that.
Great. Well, this night needed that like a fish needed a bicycle.
The bicycles exist in Faerun.
In Gond, probably.
Probably. You've been around. You've gone your tour of the waterfront.
This night needed that like a fish needed a harness.
Right, and funnily enough, beautifully, Aldrin, it is your turn.
Well, I'm presuming the mummy and the skeleton are within 5 feet.
Yes, they are.
Cool. Okay.
Mummy and zombie, rather. There is one zombie and one mummy.
All right. The mummy is gonna get stared down. You know,
there was one skeleton as well. There was a mummy, a zombie, and a skeleton.
Okay.
And they walked into a bar, and the barman says, "Get out."
This mummy's been touching me and doing things that didn't feel nice, so I'm going to take some action here. Staring it down.
Do it.
Never sin to wonder for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee. And cast Toll of the Dead on this mofo.
Clong. What does that look like?
It looks like just a skull with bells in its eyes. And as it hits the zombie, there's this sort of eerie, dolorous sound of boom. Yeah, it's
very
like
good.
You that can do sound effects, Jess.
It's almost like you're like a professional voice actor or something. Okay, and is that what's the save it needs to make?
So that is a wisdom saving throw.
It has failed.
Cool. In which case, it taketh.
It taketh and giveth.
It taketh 16 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, and you feel like a bit of a doofus because it seems to simply the deathly energy ripples over its dead flesh and does nothing.
The bells!
I am very distracted by the pain that I am currently suffering.
It's
So
horrid.
it's going to get spiritual weaponized.
Swing.
However,
Swing it.
Let me just check. What kind of damage it takes? It's force damage, that's fine. I'm just trying to do more necrotic damage because fool. Spiritual weapon is a 17.
That's a hit.
And it taketh 10 points of the damage.
Slashy. It's not looking too hot. In fact, it's looking actively like it might fall apart. It is sort of...
Is it looking actively like radiant damage would have killed it?
No, it's looking actively like fire damage would have killed it. Despite being waterlogged, it's kind of pickled in peat. So why not? I couldn't be bothered to do a custom stat block. Lower the DM curtain.
Play the character, not the stats.
Yeah, I need to pull out the metagaming horn. It's the skeleton's go. The single lonely skeleton is going to slightly pathetically attempt to stab Tin and miss.
Oh, yes!
And the other skeleton was obliterated. Over to Trey.
Okay, I am going to do a normal attack, not using my flurry of blows, and hit said zombie. Zombie?
Zombie. Zombie. Zombie.
The zombie pompy. And let's have a look. Ooh, that's pretty good. That is a dirty 26.
Dirty 26, that's a hit.
Cool. And that has done 10 damage.
10 damage. It is not dead, but it is pretty sad.
I'm gonna leave Cecil. Cecil could do with that one, and I am going to do a shadow teleport as a bonus action to the main group where there are more of the help.
Massive.
needing.
Zwomp. That is very badass. What does your shadow teleport look like?
It's kind of like a bit like Homer Simpsoning into the shadows, and then superhero landing somewhere else.
Nice.
I love the contrast there of just amazing. Very cool.
My favourite thing that's happened.
Yeah, that's been good. That's been good. Great. Is there anything you'd like to do when you arrive?
Yes, so there's a mummy there, right?
Yes, there is.
I would like to use Flurry of Blows and hit said mummy.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Oh, right, so it's actually 3 dice rolls. Ooh. Okay, an 18, a 17, and a 10.
The 10 misses by 1 point, all the others hit.
Yay! Okay. That went on the floor. Oh well.
Sounded good though.
It's a good roll. It was a strong roll. Glad it wasn't these table shakers. It'd have put a hole in your floor.
Yeah, my neighbours would have gotten a surprise down below.
Can I be a terrible, horrible, horrible person? Shadow Step is a bonus action, and so is Flurry of Blows.
Oh,
no.
Really sorry.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it is. You're right. Sorry.
I only know.
However-
I only know because I made exactly this mistake in a campaign a little while ago.
What's your move speed, Trey?
45 feet.
Well, in which case, if you don't mind eating an attack of opportunity from the zombie, you can achieve the same thing by not using Shadow Step.
Doesn't look as cool, but sure.
It doesn't look as cool. I think it's almost like I like to imagine that you like act it out, even though you don't actually do it. You're like.
I am really sorry for Rules Lawyer. It was so cool.
That's all right. I didn't realise.
I mean, that should have been me. And your AC is 13.
Yep.
You do get punched. You take 5 points of damage as you get punched in the back of the head by a zombie.
That is a strong punch.
Or more accurately, slammed by the zombie. Don't know why they chose that term, but we're here. Cool. Good stuff. Right, that was that. And please roll the damage on the Flurry of Blows.
Yep, I just did with the 2 that hit, and that added up to 15.
How do you destroy it?
Will you allow me to do something gratuitously cool, just for the sake of it?
Of course.
Okay, first one is just a bat to the face. Second one is like flat hand, reaches in, grabs mummy heart.
Oh, and it doesn't even beat in your hand. It just goes, and then just goes. And as it hit the floor, there's a faint sort of as it squidges into the mud. The mummy is dead. All the whites are dead. The other mummy is going to continue to run away into the darkness. Ferocity, it's your turn. It seems to be that there is the ghostly chainy figure, there is a mummy running away into the darkness, and there is a single zombie standing next to Cecil.
How far away is the ghostly chainy figure?
It's about 60 to 80 feet away.
Well, that's ages away. And the ground between us, like, it's bog, right? So
it is on the causeway rather than in the bog.
I'm just going to hammer it down towards the causeway, I guess.
Okay, great. So you're running towards Cecil or running towards the ghost?
Well, I'm
the ghostly figure.
Imagining they're both the same way, like
they're both the same way
along the.
Yeah. So you run. Are you gonna dash? Are you gonna cunning action dash?
I've only got. Absolutely not. No. I've got 25-foot standard move, so I could actually dash and cunning action dash for 75 foot. That's my understanding.
Yeah.
But that would be ridiculous. So I'm just going to do a healthy jog and probably just hide on the course.
Yeah,
no,
sure.
I can't hide. No, I don't think I can.
You can. If you went over to the side of like the mound that the causeway is, went like down here and like squidged into the water, you could hide. But would
Cecil left a nice person shaped
there's like
in the ditch for you.
You know what? I think what I will do is action, move, bonus action. Oh no, sorry. So it's 25 foot, just not using action. Yeah. And I can cunning action. Bonus action dash, cunning action hide. So I can move 50 foot and then hide.
So it would be move, action dash, cunning action hide.
Done. Boom.
Good. You move 50 feet and you hide. Please roll a stealth check. With advantage, it's in darkness.
Nice. I hide inside a bog witch. Was 20.
What are you
26.
doing here? 26. Yeah, you bamf into the water and are gone. 10. There is a single lonely skeleton next to you. It turns to you with the.
Oh yes. I'm gonna just do the one attack first of all, because that might be enough, but it might not. In which case, I'll do the next one. Oh, I rolled a nat 1. I'm assuming that 10 doesn't hit.
You literally need to crit fail to miss the zombies.
I literally, boy vey. Well,
hit the skeleton.
I'm gonna go again for the skeleton because I don't think Tin is intelligent enough to know that she could hit the. So does a 22 hit the skeleton?
A 22 does in fact hit the skeleton, Tin.
That's so wonderful to know.
Please roll damage.
That
I am but a lowly skeleton. I'm so low level. Oh.
That is 20 points of damage.
It ruptures and you hear the cheering of generations of your ancestors going.
Oh, I get to add hit points.
And you add 2d6 temporary hit points.
Yeah.
Very good. The zombie is gonna.
Can I just ask?
Oh yeah.
I was going to ask as a bonus action. Yeah. No, you know what? I don't want to do that. It's fine.
The zombie whacks you. It hits you for 7 points of damage, divided by 2, which is 3. Cecil, your turn.
Cecil is so over this. He is cold and wet and muddy. There's still a zombie standing by him that Trey left behind. I would like to hit that zombie.
Please attack.
That is 15.
That's a hit.
Great. I don't have sneak attack, I don't think.
No.
Cecil's also over having to use his stupid dagger instead of his lovely rapier. That is a 9 points.
9. Yeah, you do 9 points of damage. It is not dead.
No!
Re-dead.
I get to do it again. I have a bonus attack.
So you can make a second attack.
Lovely, thank you. That is a nat 19, so I'm pretty confident that's going to hit. And that was damage. 4 on the d4 for another 9 points of damage.
It is dead. It does not explode. It just.
Good.
I knew you could handle it.
Cecil feels affirmed.
Affirmation. Read me affirmation. Great.
Cecil.
Okay. Cecil, is Cecil going to move at all?
He will meander. Have I made it up, or is Aldrin having a pop at the ghosty fella? Ghosty person.
No, Aldrin was having a pop at the mummy.
Oh, so is there anyone physically left alive? Well, undead.
No, there is nothing. Other than this weird ghostly figure, there is nothing left near you.
Has the ghostly figure in any way changed now that everyone has gone?
Well, in fact, because this is in fact this ghostly figure's initiative step, it raises an arm, and inside your heads, all of you hear,
I will be back for what is mine.
At which point, all of the remaining undead, and much like a puppet that has had its strings cut, all of them collapse to the floor. Combat is over. And turning back, dissipating like mist, you see this figure blown away.
Ow.
Well, shoot.
Have we, did everyone hear that? We haven't taken anything of theirs, have we?
I mean, I have certainly not taken anything, and I don't know anyone who would be habitually a taker of things, so I am at a loss.
Perhaps he meant that his dignity, as we totally annihilated these guys.
Yes, I agree, Trey.
Is anyone hurt?
Yes.
A little.
Not really, no.
Right. Let's sort y'all out. Okay. Tim's gonna get a 4th level healing word.
Yay! So just to clarify, my max hit points is still 60. Is still 10 points less than it was.
Indeed, your max hit points have still dropped by 10.
Oof.
Shane is real.
God damn.
Cool. So that will be 44 plus 5. If you want to roll them. Trey will get 3d4 plus 5, as will Cecil.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Marvelous.
My pleasure. If y'all excuse me, I'm feeling a little bit weak. I'm just gonna take a moment to gather myself before we. I presume we'll need to rest after the night's festivities.
I would like to sleep. Yes.
Yes. I would like to use. I'm assuming we're about to take a long rest. So I would like to use Second Wind to regain some hit points as well.
Oh, I forget you're a fighter, Barb. Yeah, sure thing.
You get
Cool.
hit dice and all that jazz on a long rest as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then hit. But just because I've lost so many hit points, I'm concerned I would not make them up by virtue. Yeah, so that's fine.
You were a very good meat shield. We do appreciate you.
Thank you.
Was
My
that in
ancestors helped me.
character?
No, it wasn't.
I thought it was.
To be fair, it could have been. Let's go.
So
with
yes, at the end of a long rest, the character regains all lost hit points. And, you regain spent hit dice up to a number of dice equal to half the character's total number. So if you've lost 8, if you have 8 of them, you can regain up to 4.
Oh, cool. Understood.
And you can't benefit from more than one long rest in a 24-hour period.
Ah, right. Now that,
but you did not. You have not completed the previous long rest because it was interrupted. So you can benefit from this one.
So we're all bedding down?
Just gonna do a couple of things quickly before I join y'all.
Okay. Sure.
I'd just like to go over to the side, Justin. I want to cast augury.
Very good.
And so I have just little. I'd love to say I pick up the skeleton's knuckle bones and paint them, but who's got the time? I've got a little set of knuckle bones in my pack. Roll those, and question I am asking is it safe now to rest tonight here?
And the result comes up as wheel. It is safe to rest.
Excellent. And the second thing, what I'm going to do before I bed down for the night, I'm going to light myself a candle, get my incense, and say softly to myself, with the death of light, I ask questions from the shadows, and I am going to put out the flame with my hand.
Please take 1 point of damage.
And gritting my teeth through that, I ask, who is going to betray me?
Very good.
Ferocity, that's for free.
So the candle and the incense must have been worth at least 25 gold pieces.
Yep, that's fine.
Which the spell has consumed. And you've said who is going to betray me?
Yep.
Judas Iscariot.
It's within the next 7 days. The time frame.
Is the time frame. A truthful reply. And the reply you get is it a betrayal if it is already done?
That little gnomish bastard.
You hear in your head.
Can a question be true? All right. And mosey my way back to camp. Just before we bed down, I say to the others, just so y'all know, that thing giving me the strength to obliterate them there undead, that was the strength of Mask. What flowed through you during the combat, that was the strength of Mask. And if you would like to know more about how to find strength from the shadows, we can talk more on the morning.
I do have one question.
Shoot.
If you could do that, if you could turn and explode many of them, why didn't you do it at once? They hurt.
The Lord of Shadows moves in ways that cannot always be seen clearly in the light of day. The important fact is, by count, that the strength was given to me to destroy our enemies. And if you're on Mask's team, well then, you're on my team.
Darling, I hope one can be on your team without being on Mask's team. I've heard of this little trickster, this little scurry, this little rapscallion, lord of the thieves, and the ones who scurry through the shadows of Baldur's Gate. But he's not for everyone, or she's not for everyone, or they're not for everyone. I'm not sure what Mask is.
That is true, Ferocity, but the Lord of Shadows, the Lord of Thieves, has guided your footsteps, whether you choose to acknowledge them or not. Now, I suppose I have done enough proselytizing for one night, but as I say, if you have questions, if you want to be more powerful, that is a thing that I can assist you with. And tonight, you have all proven yourselves to be most strong, most diligent, and I'm sure most, and this is just looking at everyone individually, trustworthy allies. Now, good night.
And
What
this
if-
is.
I was going to say, for what it's worth, I rolled to see how convinced Cecil was, and he's got a nat 1, so Cecil is totally hooked.
Cecil is there for Mask. You're getting hooked into the cult.
It was nat 1, what can you do?
Unless there's anything else anyone would like to do, we can take a long rest there. The divination result has told you that it is safe to rest for the night, so we will expedite any perception rolls. It's a miserable night. Many of you are in pain. The smell has got even worse because there is exploded zombie everywhere and bodies all over the place. And I mean, so Trey is just like fucking like a pig in shit. Like they're
bottle
going,
some.
bottle. It's awful.
I have many empty bottles just for these occasions.
It's like all of you see Trey like merrily scraping like filth into a bottle. They're very upsetting to watch.
Tim is still convinced this is a battle ritual.
We wake in the morning, again, another bland, cold morning. The weather is... It's actually, by the standards of the High Moor, it's a nice day. It's merely grey and drizzling rather than raining and windy and whatever. It's marginally warmer than the day before, and you can actually see a little way, and the drizzle is only intermittent and the wind is low. So it's almost a nice day. All of you, can you please restore all lost hit points? Tin, you get back your hit point maximum. You're back to your previous hit point maximum. Everyone else regains any and all lost hit dice. Oh, except for Aldrin. Aldrin, you do not heal. And in fact, your hit point maximum has gone down by 16. You feel the agony of the rot coursing through your body, and it feels like you are rotting from the inside. Everything hurts, and you can see that this claw mark where the mummy struck you is starting to blacken and peel.
I did not think that the mummy was the one who had betrayed me. Am I aware of what this is?
Please make a history check. Now, you're a cleric, so I'm going to give you advantage on that because you've spent some time in Adakelsha.
Thank you for the advantage, because the first one was a natural 1. The second one, that will be an 18.
18. On an 18. So on the natural 1, you're like, ow, 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 ow. But then you kind of refocus yourself and think back to your training, think back to your days being in the very, very early days of this, and the kind of time you spent learning about these sort of things. And with your special abilities, many clerics specialize in the fighting of the undead. And you've never come across them personally, but you've heard of mummies before, beings such as these that seem to map closely onto that typology. And you know that they can curse you with a dreadful curse that's colloquially known as mummy's rot. In order to remove this, you would need to use a spell. And that you will slowly essentially rot away, and if this kills you, then your body will be aged to dust.
I regained my spell slots, right? It's just that...
Indeed you have.
Right, okay.
And you need to take a long rest to reselect them.
Right, and I've taken the long rest, and so I can reselect them. Fine.
When do you think you'd be realizing that you've been cursed? Would this be in the night, or would that be? I certainly would have been curious about the tremendous, painful, mummy necrotizing wound. I think that's fair to say. In which case, I will allow you to remove to prepare remove curse during the night as a cleric.
In which case, having that been allowed, I will do so.
Mm-hmm.
And there goes one of my third level slots, because it seems like getting rid of this is priority numero uno.
You are still low on health, nonetheless.
Ferocity is 100% ripping on Aldrin regarding STIs.
This is not the same as happened in the docks at Baldur's Gate for us.
Yes, sure. Of course.
If you would like to give me the potion that you had...
I'm not judging. Look, I'm not one to judge.
It's not all priests, ferocity, okay? Just because I serve mask, you think I... Anyway.
Fine. You can wear a mask. I don't wear a mask.
I am who I am, ferocity, and I may enjoy the company of sailors, which is true, but this is not the same thing.
Sailors. I'm ferocity, seal dragon.
Well,
I healed you, ferocity.
What would Cecil, Trey, and Tin be up to amidst this infantile bullying?
Cecil's taking advantage of the comparative not raining to treat everyone to some cheerful jigs on his violin.
Please make a performance roll.
Oh, God.
You're welcome, everybody. I'm going to use my special performance, D20. That was not as bad as before. That is a flat 12.
Flat 12. So this sounds like a 12-year-old who's been practicing a bit. I think because it's a cheerful jig, you kind of sort of sell it. Like all the notes are all over the place, but you sort of sell it with cheerfulness, even if the cheerfulness is a bit kind of forced and a bit like, you know. What would Tin be up to in this time with the kind of...
Well, as is tradition when Cecil plays the violin, Tin is sharpening her axes with particular attention to the special axe that she normally reserves for special occasions and does not feel that these foes that we faced last night were worthy of them. So she's like being like, I'm sorry, ancestors, and like
I'm sorry
and paying special attention to that axe in this fine morning.
Very, very lovely. And last of all, Trey, what would Trey be up to as the morning arises?
After applying a new scent, they now smell distinctly of butterscotch, but a little too strongly, so it's still a bit overpowering.
I love it.
That's so good.
They are sitting cross-legged in front of where Cecil is playing, just kind of clapping along happily.
That's joyous. Well, after kind of having this little morning routine and having a little snack, what's the state of everyone's water skins, by the way? When would you be refilling?
When we find fresh water.
Yeah.
There's not a great deal of fresh water around.
Then we took lots with us.
I think Tin's not fussy. I think Tin refills it whenever it's nearly empty.
Tin has dysentery.
So,
Frosty just bought wine.
In her bag of holding.
And Trey can't be poisoned, so it's fine.
If you would allow...
Read us and drink.
That's true. If you would allow, and just briefly, because this would be happening concurrent to whatever's happening now, I would have gone up to Cecil whilst they're playing the violin and be like, that is some of the mightiest finest playing I've ever heard, Cecil. Now, as you seemed interested last night, and as a man of refinement, culture, and dare I say, abundant familiarity with the shadows, can I interest you in perhaps joining the Church of Mask, which will offer you considerable opportunities to increase your power and prowess?
Can I roll? Because my meta brain and my Cecil brain are directly warring. Wisdom saving throw with disadvantage because of the one last time?
Yep.
Yep, that is a non-natural one. That was a 3 minus 2.
You are convinced.
Now I'm just going to set up this here powdered silver and this here little initiation ceremony. You just stay here with me for the next hour while everyone's getting their kit together, and I will make sure that you are blessed in the Church of Mask. Now repeat after me. I bind myself with the shadows.
I rolled 2 ones. I have to do this. I bind myself with the shadows as long as Uncle Teddy doesn't mind.
Yeah. Of course, Uncle Teddy would approve. I bind myself to commit subterfuge and trickery whenever the opportunity presents.
I bind myself to commit trickery and subterfuge wherever the opportunity may present, as long as it does not disgrace the good name of De Quincy.
Naturally. I will walk forever in the shadows with Mask as my guide.
I will walk forever in the shadows with Mask as my guide until it's my turn to regain my rightful place as my family's son and heir.
Absolutely. Now, welcome to the Church of Mask. Please have this ceremonial drink. It's not swamp water.
I'm gonna die. Cecil will take it and look very smug that he has a friend and proudly quaff the drink.
Just a quick look up at the thought, is that a fucking enough? Cecil will now have 1d4 to add to saving throws for the next 24 hours.
Amazing.
Great. I sold my soul and I got saving throws. It was worth it.
That's what we do. That's how it works. Just checking something.
They were bad.
Very good. So just looking it up with water, a water skin carries 4 pints of water, and you need to drink 8 pints of water a day. If you have half of that, then you start suffering exhaustion on DC 15 saving throws. So you've been filling it up wherever you can find some water that is a little bit less rubbish, and you've been maybe boiling the water so that it's safe to drink. The button is, as we sort of pack up and head out, and you look out and you can see that you can distantly see maybe 6 miles away, but this is going to be a dense as hell journey. 6 miles away you can vaguely see a ruin on what may once have been a hill. It's awful. It kind of sticks up into the sky, these spires and spikes. It's 6 miles away, so it's sort of really out in the distance, but it's relatively flat. But in front of you is this thick twisted mass of briars and alder and just it's just a mess, just this maze of filthy, sodden vegetation that is twisted and thorny and hideous, and it's also covered in a thick mist that has arisen during the night, and it looks like it's going to be a nightmare to navigate. And as you go down and sort of walking through it, surrounded by clouds of midges and awful bugs that bite and buzz around your heads and you know, they're just generally very unpleasant to be in, and you know you're getting caught on things and you're getting whipped by thorns and scratched, and it smells bad and it's muddy and you're off the causeway. As Tin would say, Tin just decides to go, right, I'm thirsty, and takes a big ol' water skin full of water and takes a glug, and after a couple of minutes starts to feel a bit off, and then suddenly, completely, just unintentionally, just throws it all up. All of it. And instinctively at the back of your head, you think, I shouldn't be drinking this water. But everyone only has 4 pints of water. And that's where we're going to leave it. Ooh. So we face, ironically, in a place entirely filled with water, we face thirst. Right, thank you everyone. GG, lovely game.
Thank you.
So, just do the outro. Thank you, everyone, for being sort of enjoying the sort of anarchic bloodbath with all kinds of mad exploding monsters and stabbing things and really some absolutely unbelievable, ridiculous rolls. So thank you very much for joining us all. If you enjoyed tonight, we are playing every Tuesday night from 7 until 10. This is going to be continuing until the end of 2020, and then there will be lots of new shows in 2021. There are also Sea of Swords Forsaken streams on Monday night from 6 till 9 p.m. GMT. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg and often hosted at twitch.tv/D&D, and you can find all our content archived on YouTube. There's a link in the chat. Massive thanks again to our sponsors Hero Forge and Ultra Pro, and our supporters D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Level Up Dice, and Zavi.com. We're all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Our Patreon has just launched. I think there's a link in the chat at the top. Come and support us if you can. You can start from just $1 measly little dollar. And yes, last of all, after saying thank you and well done to our wonderful players, round of applause for them, is there anything that any of you would like to plug? I'm going to go anti-clockwise around my screen because we started clockwise, but the order's changed slightly. So, Toby, would you like to begin with anything you'd like to plug?
$1 measly dollar. Yes, that's an Austin Powers quote for the younger people, or the particularly older people amongst our viewership. Thanks very much, Just Wayne, and fellow players. I very much enjoyed this evening. You can catch me on social. I think just search me like Toby Osmond, at Toby Osmond, at Toby Osmond Actor. Mr. T. Osmond on Insta. And yeah, check out LFM, the American stream that myself and a lot of Roll Together folks are involved in. And also, I'm very excited about Agents of the Nine Hills Redux, which is coming soon. So check that out as well.
Good stuff. Now, Rebecca.
Oh boy. If you have similarly niche and weird interests to me and you like D&D, but also poetry, I help to run a performance poetry theatre company, publishing house, all sorts of things called Live Canon that are currently running a Christmas poetry advent calendar, and we have a whole bunch of poetry gorgeousness happening over Christmas and January. So if that sounds like your jam, then yeah, Live Canon on all the social medias. Yeah.
Delightful. David.
Hello. Yes. Christmas is coming up, as are other festive times of year. What better to give someone than an audiobook? An audiobook narrated by me. You can search my name, David Shears, on Amazon and on Audible, and you will find many, many titles to suit many tastes. There are other titles I've also done, but I won't give the game away on that front. I have a brand new work Twitter, which is Shears_VO. That's Shears_Victor Oscar. You can find me there. There may be some interesting stuff, there may not be, but there's one way to find out, and that's to follow.
That was very practiced. Must you're a professional. Yeah. God, so good at this. Evie.
Ooh. I run another Dungeons and Dragons related podcast thing called Infinite Deer, which is basically 90% comedy improv and the other 10% is actual play, and it has every type of cannibalism you could possibly want. So check us out on all good podcasting apps. That is Infinite Deer.
Absolutely superb. And Anna.
Oh, I have absolutely nothing to plug. I mean, I'm Anna C. Fordham on all social medias. I wouldn't follow me if I weren't me. But I guess the thing I really want to say is, please look after yourselves. Please, if you have access to therapy, I recommend therapy. If not, there are several charities you can go to for mental help at this ridiculous time that we are living through. You can go to Calm, go to Mind, go to the No Panic Helpline, to Samaritans. There are several places you can go. Look them up. And yeah, if you want a glass of wine, have a glass of wine. If you want a bath, have a bath. Please be nice to yourself.
A very noble message. I have nothing to plug because this is the main thing I'm doing at the moment. So come back next week, you ingrates. Lots of you. Pump up them metrics. Yes, thanks so much for joining. It's been a pleasure. Have a lovely evening. I hope you have too. And we will see you in a week's time. Ciao, ciao.